All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another brand new day of the AMX Global League Season 4. We're coming back at you with another AMX 1 race. This is from our NASCAR class to start things off on the USA Speedway with our 2013 Silverados. Chevys are coming out tonight. We have two races for you, starting off with AMX 1 NASCARs and then moving on a little bit later on to our Real Drive, showcasing some GT3 action. You can see all of the info right down below the screen. Just want to start things out by saying big thanks to all of our partners, as well as you guys are partnering with us, whether you like it or not. And that means your job is to hit us up on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, and amxrace.com. Obviously, the most important part, where you go sign up to race with us this season. Also with us this season is Connor. You're back at it again. Welcome back. How you doing?
Yeah, good, man. Bit of a long night, but yeah, very good. Let's get into it, I guess.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have said it better. It is. It's going to be a long night or morning if you guys are in one of the blessed time zones that gets to do this during the daylight. Yeah, Connor and I are on the other side of the world, so we're nocturnal for tonight. But we got a lot of great racers, a lot of great races, and so yeah, let's get into it without further ado. We got some racing to do, and we're going to be starting things off with a little bit of NASCAR action. But first, we've got a little bit of housekeeping to do, so you don't have to look at us. You can look at the absolutely gorgeous view behind you. Here's a look at what's going on here at AMX Global League Season 4. If you're new to it, then pay attention, I guess. We're running it for about 3 months, January 27th to April 21st, 20 grand on the line with a ton of races. I think we have 68. We're only through two of them so far, two sets of them so far. The race format is the most unique thing that you need to get a grasp on. 20-minute qualifier, 20-minute heat number 1, and 20-minute heat number 2 with a top 15 reverse grid in between. Sometimes that's all the cars, sometimes it's only part of them, but it's always exciting. We do require you to have your webcam on. You can join via the link in our AMX Global Discord, or you can find that information on our website. Also, a link to the Discord is on our website. You should probably just join anyway because it's a great place to be and catch up with everybody else racing with you. We do pay out in balances in $100 increments. It's not that hard to do, so once you race enough and you hit that $100 mark, we're going to send that money out to you. So fill out your payment information on your profile on amxrace.com, the same place where you can sign up to race anytime with us this season. And here's our schedule. We do it Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays at the same time every single day, 5:50 p.m. and then 7:20 p.m. GMT. So if you guys are in Greenwich, then that's fine. If you're anywhere else in the world, figure out when we're racing and join us for AMX 1 at 5:50 and the AMX 10 at 7:20. And one of the biggest reasons we are here to race is because it is a competition for $100 every single time we go out onto the track for AMX 0 or 1. I was like, I could say any number right now. Which one should I say? Obviously the wrong one. So for AMX 1, it costs $1 to enter, and as long as you place decently high, then you're going to come away on the plus side. $7 for first place all the way down to 15th, and you get 3 times qualifiers, heat 1 and heat 2. And now let's take a look at the leaderboard for this season. We're only a couple days into it, but so far, here's the way that it looks. Aaron Vasquez way up at the top. Raced once, he won that, and he came away with 21 points. Now, it's crucial to note that a win is the highest scoring driver on that day throughout all the heats and qualifiers that they race. So 21 points. And that's kind of close to the maximum that you can get there. So really impressive drives from Aaron Vasquez, Pedro Moore, and all the way down to the top 12. And now let's take a look at what we have going on this season. We have AMX 1 and AMX 10. And if you want to get a little bit of a jump on the competition and you register 3 days early at least, Then you get an early bird promotion where the races will be 30% discounted. We also are offering season tickets for each one of the 6 classes of races in AMX 1 and AMX 10 this season. So head on over to amxrace.com and you can get 50% off your races if you sign up if you purchase one of these season tickets. So it's a pretty good deal if you find that you are going to be available during a certain time, or you're just really interested in racing certain cars. Check out a season ticket for any of the 6 classes that we have going on this season. And that's going to do it for our housekeeping. That means it's time to talk about what and where we are racing. And so in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and throw things over to my man, Connor, to let us know what's going on track this season as soon as we get to the track. There it is. Take it away, Connor.
I'm glad I'm your man now, Reed. So, Lake Land, and it is in the USA, which land of the free where Mr. Reed is from, and the rest of the boys here that are in AMX. So there's a good group of them. Then it opened in 1995, so it makes me feel nice and young. And and it's 1.2k, so small little track, nothing huge. Normally, you've got big Daytonas that are like 3-4ks, but yeah, only 1.2, so should be a bit of a challenge for these guys to get around here. A lot of turning and a lot of laps for these guys. Should be good.
Yeah, and that's actually interesting to note. While this did open in 1995, it's not one of the tracks that lasted an incredibly long time, but thankfully we can preserve its memory here on iRacing. It is a very short track, and it is about as ovular as it gets. Very straight on the straights, curved on the curves. There it is. All right, so what are we racing here today, Connor?
So we are driving this Chevy 2008 model. So she's a bit of an old one. We drove the next gen NASCAR, so we're taking it back. It's got 600 horsepower, 1500 kilos. So yeah, she's a bit of an old beast, but yeah, she's still got a lot of go to her. Slides around a lot. It's actually a free car too. So we're on a free car, free track combo. So it's quite good to see that, yeah, we can run some free cars and not charge anyone. And it's got a manual gearbox. So we've been running paddles recently and sequential gearboxes, but now we've went back to the old manual gearbox. And if I'm correct, it's got a 4-speed little manual in it. So, yeah, you can definitely smash through the gears. But I think these guys will only be in 3rd or 4th most of this time. I don't really think they'll be moving around too much in that gearbox. And there are a car and track for this evening.
Yeah, indeed. 2013 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series was that was a major year in truck racing, and so we can commemorate it with them here on your screen. These Chevys still alive and well in 2022, 3, and so on. So we are definitely taking it back a little bit. And of course, the most interesting thing about these is that they don't drive like anything else. I mean, you can drive front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, cars, prototypes, whatever you got out there. Nothing drives quite like a Chevy Silverado. And should you have perhaps purchased one of these yourself, it probably still drives a little bit more differently than that one, because these are obviously top-of-the-line, pedal to the metal, a pinnacle of truck racing competition, at least for today. And it's a really unique situation to see, because not only are they kind of physical racing beasts where you can really get up close and personal, have some of that hand-to-hand combat, and still come away driving in pretty pristine condition. It's also a lot of power under the gun. So when you put that pedal down, it is going to be really fast, really competitive. And it's a great track to have it on, because it's a little bit like a roller derby. You're just in the pit doing battle with everybody else in there with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's you were saying about the power in the pit. It's there's nothing like this besides America, really, is there? We always talk about ovals and NASCAR. It's such an American thing, and I guess when it comes to pinnacle NASCAR, NAS trucks, or anything like that, I think this is pretty close to the top. I think Reed could agree with me, because these guys are just easing on the throttle. They're not really doing much mid corner. You can hear the engine right now. He's barely on it until right into the exit, and then he plants it right on the exit. So it's quite interesting when you hear these things. You'd think, oh yeah, they'd be flooring at mid corner and everything. No, no, no. They are cruising mid corner to be nice and smooth, straighten out the steering wheel and plate the throttle, and that's what these guys are doing. Riding on with car 79 at the moment. And I guess we can kind of get an understanding how it's moving around. But yeah, I mean, it's we were talking about the pinnacle of NASCAR. Reed, what's your opinion about that?
I mean, look, okay, for all of you motorsports purists out there, maybe this one might not be for you. But if you're trying to have a good time, it doesn't get much better than taking your dad's truck out onto the track and this one might feel a few steps ahead of your dad's truck, but it is still a lot of fun. And a lot of the same principles do apply, right? The aero packages for these have improved a lot over the years, but as you can see, they do have that skirt around them to get a little bit more traction. And it really does depend on where you're coming in, and that depends, or that decides a lot on your angles through the turns and the exit that you get. You can absolutely see the truck pitch and yaw when it comes to like really throwing down the hammer. Let's take a look at one of our drivers on track right now, Diego Villarreal. This guy's an OG when it comes to AMX Global Leagues. He's been here for so many seasons, and you can really see that he offers a lot of experience here. One of the biggest things that you need to have as a driver in the AMX Global League is flexibility, versatility. He's got all of it. You can see him there. Driving along, ready to go for today's NASCAR truck race, representing SART, that is the South America Racing Team, and is one of their founding members. So nice to see him representing there out on track with us today.
It's always good when you got a founding member on the track, isn't it? It's almost like they're the OGs, and like when someone comes to the team, a new driver to the team, it's always like, yeah, I'm the odd one, buddy. I've been here for years. But yeah, it's good to see an OG out there, and yeah, he's pretty quick from the looks of it. And yeah, we're running
how OG are you, Connor?
I'm in my team. I think I was the first ever signed driver for my team, which is Vermilion Motorsports. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. We just passed a year with Vermilion, and yeah, we got signed with Hymo. So, yeah, pretty cool. And you see the growth in teams, not just your team, but you see it around you. There's so many teams that come up, or old teams that bring new drivers. It's definitely it's cool to see. So yeah, it's good to see a different aspect. Obviously, me being in Australia, and then you come and see South America, Europe, all that type of stuff. It's good to watch. It's a different world really for motorsport.
Yeah, it's good to see it growing, changing, developing. I mean, even if you look at this competition, the AMX Global League, we're in season 4, right? We've come a long way from our earlier seasons, testing things, trying them out, and finally we're here. We have a lot of races, a lot of competitors, and a lot of actually pretty skilled competitors too. Not unlike the guy that you can see on your screen right here. And actually, that reminds me to pull up my live timing. Which you guys can do too. It should be pinned in our YouTube chat, but also every once in a while you'll see a QR code pop up on the side of your screen, which you can scan with your mobile device. And I think we also have it on our website and Discord also. So another one of the great reasons you can head on over there and check it out as well. So currently in the lead in qualifying, and we are coming down to the end of qualifying. We have 20-minute qualifiers this season, and in the final 5 minutes, you can expect to see a lot of laps being put down here. So this is Leandro Verl. Look, guys, I'm a little bit challenged here, so I promise I'm doing my best. So Leandro's up there, and he is doing a great job up at 22.1, and all the times are going to look pretty similar because this is a short oval track. So honestly, it's really cool to see not only Connor Healy, one of the I'm going to use our word again, Connor, one of our countrymen here of Connor from way down under. He is putting up a time of 22:046, which is given the small gaps between times here, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, we saw him last week, and then was it a week ago? 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he did next gen. Yeah, he was definitely had a lot of pace, and yeah, he's doing the same as last week, just bringing the competition, you know, to the table, and they've got to try and match him now. And yeah, he's doing really well. He's got the good times, and yeah, we'll see how his progress goes, because I do remember 2 weeks ago, I think it was like the second race, he got stuck in a bit of an incident and then got caught up in something. So hopefully nothing bad happens for him. But yeah, starting up front again, so good for him.
And he's already headed out to the pits. Now, obviously, it only takes about 20 seconds to get a lap here, so you can keep repeating. You head back to the pits, come out again, get another lap in, lather, rinse, repeat. And if you look at the skill levels here, it's nice to see some of our drivers that are just kind of starting out. We do have some new faces here, but also some, like I said earlier, Diego Villarreal, some of the oldest faces you can get out here in AMX. And so if we check out the onboard right now of Leo Mora, he is sitting down there in 7th right now with a 22.4, which actually is a big break point. He's like 0.3 slower than Machado right above him. So there's still some room for improvement. But, I mean, I wouldn't expect to see the final times up there right now. There's still 3 minutes left, and with only 20 seconds a lap, there's a lot of time for improvement as we hop on board with our a guy new to me. I have not seen Legno Verde. I really hope I'm doing that justice.
I was going to say, that does sound like a new name, doesn't it? I don't think I've heard that name. So, yeah, I don't think you're wrong with that. And, yeah, he's looking good. Got the face cam on, as usual. Obviously, being required in AMX Global now. And, yeah, he's got a nice bucket seat there. I've always seen, like, recently that the bucket seats have started to get holes on the sides there. I don't know if it's a new trendy thing to get holes in your bucket seat. But, yeah, looking good there in the cam and doing some laps, as we can see. Is that a new trend, Reed? I feel like it is. I could be wrong.
I mean, I think it depends on what you're primarily racing, right? Like, I mean, if you're doing F1 and sitting there in a bucket seat, you know, like, okay. But as you can see, most of our drivers have their tried and true gamer chairs, which I will say are initially modeled after the racing chairs in a lot of the pro race cars, or at least you know, luxury sports cars, something like that. So nice to see things kind of come full circle. You have the nice chair in the car, then you bring it to gamers. Now you're bringing it back to sim racing.
Yeah, full circle, isn't it? It's yeah, it's quite funny. I was talking to a mate the other day, and I was showing him my rig. And he's like, "Oh, I've got a racing seat at home," and I'm like, "No, this is OMP. This won't be the same." But yeah, it's definitely full circle for sure. 20 minutes of qualifying as well, Reed. So these guys are definitely pushing the cars. You can definitely, over time, we've seen them just push a bit more. And yeah, we're starting to see them really on the limit now, on exit and entry now. I did some laps around here recently, and you've really got to send it through the corner. And we can see here, Leo's starting his lap here. But yeah, you really have to send it into the corner, use a lot of the brake, and then trail right to the apex. And you can see here he's hit the apex, and you know he's going to drive off the corner. But yeah, it's quite an interesting track, because you were talking about the bowl, right? There's so much camber in the bowl. You've got to like get the car in and just pray the thing grips on that front left. And yeah, when it's grip, man, you're on.
Okay, so this is going to do it for qualifiers. Speaking of grip or lack thereof, the Voracious Esports, or Voracious Racing car, Facundo Rago, spinning out there just at the very end. And as our qualifying comes to an end, no more laps allowed. We are done. And that means that the confidence that we saw earlier in the race from Connor Healy, very well deserved. So really cool to see that come through. And that means that we're going to hit the reverse grid real fast, but not before we crown our BenQ session winner, which will be Connor Healy. Big fan of Connor, who's been around for quite a while. Kind of struggled a little bit to really have a good, clean race last season, but this season, man, all the way up there, has been having some great success, as the other Connor was mentioning earlier.
That's not confusing at all, right?
We have 2 Australians and their names are both Connor. Like, who planned that? This is a setup.
You know, Connor in Australia is like pretty rare as well. That's the funny thing. So yeah, it's quite funny.
What's the most common name in Australia, you reckon?
Jack or Josh, I reckon. That's pretty common in my books. I've got like 2 mates that are called Jack and Josh, and yeah, I see so many of them. So yeah, I'd say it's a Jack or a Josh these days. I think that's Gen Z though, because I'm a Gen Z. Oh,
yeah,
God. That's
all right. So far, okay, Jack is actually number 6 on the list. Number 1, Oliver or Noah? I don't know about that.
Oliver. Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's see if Connor's on this list.
Yeah.
Okay, Connor's on the list at 35. So, I mean, it's up there. 35 most common names. Got to be like, that's still like a lot of people. All right, so we're getting ready for heat number 1 to start. And that means we're going to flip things around with a nice reverse grid. Are we going? Are we going?
There we go.
All right, we're going. And that means that as we get a rolling start to start things off, it's going to be Spetranev, Legnaverde, Godoy, Mora in the top 2 rows, and then on down with a reverse grid, putting our pole sitter, Connor Healy, in last place. Now, it is only a 10-car grid, and that means that, the progress is possible. You can absolutely make that reverse grid happen, and but it's going to be really exciting to watch. So let's take a look at the P2 Spetranev here, or P2, he's number 2. Spetranev, as he gets ready to go, and this is a short track, so it's going to be a short pace lap to get our tires warmed up, rolling start underway, and this is going to be a lot of fun. This is the first time we're racing trucks here, NASCAR trucks. I guess this is probably the only kind of trucks, unless you're talking about like the European like cargo truck series. That thing is nuts.
I've never seen that actually. I saw it the first time on the wide web, which is called Instagram. I saw the European NASCARs, and they're completely different to the American ones. I think they look like they've got less power and less go, I guess. But yeah, we
also less freedom. NASCAR. I'm just saying, like, look. Pay more on our app stores. All right, either way, it's time. Man, that pace car driving like a maniac. And now that is out of there, it is go, go, go. We are starting heat number 1 right now with Felipe Spetranev zooming off into the lead. A nice takeaway from him. Legnaverde right on his heel. Nothing too serious. Diego Villarreal, a nice climb already. A couple of car lengths in front of him. And as is always true on ovals, it is not like your street race. Passing, not so much a thing as it is to get yourself in a good position in the pack, and already a very bad position. We've got another massive shunt, and that's going to be Diego Villarreal and Leo Mora back in the back with Facundo Rago. A huge shunt at the very beginning of the race, but it's not over yet. It's still a very short track, so you can get right back onto it and in the game. Although already some carnage there, setting Leo Mora and Diego Villarreal towards the back.
Yeah, there was about 5 cars there damaged, and I think one of them actually blown an engine, so I think there will be a pit lane drive into the box, and we can see that now. And here's the replay now. 3 wide into a corner, turn 3. Car 58 going up to the top, so he just clears, but loses 3 spots. And he's going to move back down and just try and get that inside grip. And I was talking about the grip before, and you can just see there, that inside line, man. It's the way. It's the way.
And this is the real difference, Connor. I mean, you can probably speak to this between watching and racing yourself. And I think that's what we're going to see when we see this replay come up, is that it is a real fine line. So this is right at the start, and you can see all caused by not maintaining that racing speed, a little bit too hard on the brakes. And watch what happens right here. I think there it is. Yeah, just getting caught up right in between, pinched and not staying in your lane. And then it goes from bad to worse, 1 and then 2. And then where do you go behind this? It really becomes like defensive driving class. So great job by whoever's in the camo livery right there to speed right on through everything else and not get caught up in the carnage.
Yeah, and Connors went around that too. I just saw him there, car 98, getting safely through. And yeah, we'll go back to live screen now. And car 58 is going to start moving forward, which is, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. But yeah, moving up to the front now. And Connor, we saw him before. I was talking about his little bad luck of the next gen at Talladega. But I think he's gotten rid of it all because, yeah, that crash was huge and got through 4 spots up. And now sitting right on the back end of car number 8, which I was going to say, Reed, like with these cars, they have a really weird tyre model with a bit of testing is after about 5-6 laps, they lose all grip. So I'm really, you know, wondering, we're on lap 8, where's the grip going to die off? Obviously we're in lap 8, and yeah, I wonder when we can start to see the cars slide, because obviously you don't want to slide the cars and lose grip. So yeah, I'm just going to watch and wait at this point. Oh, and there we go, lost grip, car 52 around.
And I'm glad we actually got a chance to see what that looked like on the camera right there when we were doing it. Oh, I don't know if that's a safe rejoin right there. Whoa, that car might be missing a mirror, if you know what I mean. It was very, very close going back on the track, but you saw the exact moment that he lost that grip control. And you do have to kind of drift it a little bit around these corners. That grip is absolutely right on the edge. So, man, absolute craziness already. We're only a fifth of the way, 10 laps through 50.
Oh, wobble there. We just saw Connor just give him that little bum there, just in turn 3. I think that tyre is definitely coming into use now. And obviously, like with that right-hand tyre, that's going to get a lot of wear on it too. And here's a replay of the crash here. And we can see that wobble there, and bang, there it is. That's all it took, just a little wobble, and it goes around. Obviously, not his fault from the car behind, but yeah, he's definitely going to be missing that one, because he's at a P2 as well, so yeah, he's definitely going to be kicking himself, that's for sure.
Well, and that's one of the good things about the AMX Global League is that this season we've partnered with, actually last season also, we partnered with KARA. Kara is the FIA, ASN for Korea, and they help us with a lot of regulation stuff. So when it comes to stewarding, we do have post-race stewarding, so we take a look at the races, and hopefully there's some justice out there. So you know, it's going to hopefully help keep things a little bit cleaner this season. It can get a little bit chaotic out there, but for the most part, all of our racers are actually pretty good at the game, so they do understand how to keep it clean and how to maintain that you know, high level of racing standards that we pride ourselves here in AMX. Whoa, man! I'm glad we're really kicking it into high gear with these onboards right now. Absolutely tense moments caught on camera in, well, it's not quite 4K, but it might as well be, because Connor Healy is really driving for his life right now. He is having some stressful situations, and honestly, he's handling them pretty well.
Yeah, he's doing really well. He's avoided a good 2 to 3 crashes. And you look at the wheel work on exit. Connor's definitely working that car very hard at the moment. Doesn't really look like he's got those rear tyres under him. We'll just see the wheel work on exit here. A little bit of a slide and then recorrected a good 3 to 4 times there. And yeah, Rago in front, he looks very smooth. You can obviously, they've got different wheelbases, different brands, but it all comes down to the driver and how smooth he is. So we'll see how those tyres come to it. And yeah, it looks like Connor's still battling hard though, and P6 at the moment, and 17 laps in. So it's going fast, Red. By the time we know it, we'll be finished.
Yeah, it is actually, I mean, it's a short track, right? So we do have a lot of laps here, and that means that sometimes it's just about racing your own race. Whoa, that's a move. Sometimes the cameras kind of get up close and personal here. And I'm glad that we can check out the battle for P8 right now. You got a lot of things to watch on your screen. You've got Connor Healy, who's down in the bottom left. We got the battle for P8 in the bottom right. The main screen, you've got the timing tower up there too. So no matter, if you're one of the anti-focus nerds like I am, then we've got everything to show you here on your screen.
Yeah, for my ADHD, this is great. I can watch two things and not be bored at the same time, and have the timing up as well. And like Reed said before, you guys can have the timing and be big nerds, which is always good for AMX and for us, because then you guys can follow us on or from what we're talking on about. Because some people are probably like, what are you talking about? Yeah, we've got timing boards and everything on the scenes, but yeah, running aboard with Diego on the background. So this is for P9, but I think I think that's actually the leaders behind catching up, and yeah, that is. So we'll see them come around and take another lap off those guys. Meanwhile, battle for P2, this is very exciting. So P1's pulled out from this battle, but meanwhile, these guys are battling hard. Lucas on the back. Oh, goes for a dive bomb, backs out of it, doesn't really think about it. Now he's going to try and get a good exit and see if he can get the run on him into turn one. No, he's had a wobble, so he's going to have to recompose and go back at it again.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit rough sometimes when you think you have the angle and then they just shut the door on you. I think that time was less offensive action and more just like trying to keep a hold of your car. I mean, these things are going pretty darn fast. So when it comes to making the move, you have to not only have a good opportunity when your opponent presents it to you, but also being able to execute on it. And currently that's being a little bit rough for some of our drivers. All right, coming around the outside right now, we actually have Whirl going for a move on like Verde. This is actually some pretty close racing in the midfield, and he's going to get it. He gets him around the inside, but can he keep it? Oh my God, this is so difficult to be on the outside here because there's absolutely no way for you to make your way closer to the center. Oh man, that's that little drift I was talking about around the corner, and Whirl stabilizes. Question mark. They're in the top three.
The inside as well, in the car 6 as well. So Rago's up the inside, gives it a look. He can't really draw him out there. He's got to be safe about it. So he's up the inside and he's got it clear. So there's it's just lost 2 positions. So now for the battle is for P2. So now P1's checked out a good 2 to 3 seconds, but these guys are still going. Look at Lucas. He's just had a big gust of wind come out of his mouth. He's like, all right, I'm cleared. Now he's got Rago on the back of him now, which is it's going to kind of suck because it looks like he's got a lot more grip than Lucas. Obviously, Lucas was battling for such a long time there, good 10 laps, so he's not going to have really the tyre wear there. But we're going to watch this battle going forward. So, Reed, what are you kind of expecting at this point?
I mean, obviously, I'm still feeling a little bit bad for Connor Healy. He's down there in P5, but it's still, considering the reverse grid, a 5-place improvement. So absolutely great drive from him, and he's still improving lap after lap.
Yep,
we're a little bit over halfway through here on Times on USA Speedway, and so there's plenty of opportunities to climb up the standings, just like is happening. This is an absolutely carnal battle for P3. Rago, Whirl, Healy, all now in the mix right now, and honestly, I couldn't be happier because this is what this truck racing is all about. A little bit of a spin in the background. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Just sort of trying to get things under control back in the back. And I think that was like Verde spinning out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he just, I saw him in the background. I think he just put his foot down a little bit too early. Maybe he's got the old pluggers on, or thongs in Australia, or jandals, or I don't know what the other word is. I can't think of it. But yeah, I think he's just put the foot down a little bit too early. Flip-flops, jandals. Oh, man. Yeah, I think there's a Kiwi word, and I can't think of it.
No. Well, I hope not. Let's save that one for later. When we get the Kiwi commentators on here, that's when we can really have a battle. What's your approved Connor Nixon racing footwear?
Right now it's been socks or the OMP race boots at the moment. And look at this replay bottom right as well. Car 58. That is just so. You know, when you spin, you're just like, this is just depressing. You're just like, no, this is not good. You turn like 90 degrees and you're like, yeah, I'm in trouble here. Yeah, he's recovered it.
That's,
I think he's only
oversteer,
lost
right?
one spot. Yeah, correct. Overseer, which Leo actually just passed him, which last week, I do get this correct. He was in the Porsche Cup and called him maple syrup. Meanwhile, Connor up the inside in car 98. Oh, nice little bump out and push him out on the outside so he can get a better advantage. And Connor's actually been a steamroller at the moment, so he's going to go up to P4 and now he's going to go and chase down P3. But yeah, I'd love to have a Kiwi commentator on. I think that would be peak AMX Global in my opinion.
Oh, I mean, I no doubt for sure. I mean, if you know any, get them out here. There are surprisingly enough some great racers from the I guess all of the extensive locations around Australia and New Zealand. I think you're right. I don't think we've ever had a Kiwi racer in the AMX Global League before, but I'm sure they're out there. If you're listening, come on out. I promise Connor will be nice to you, like a little bit.
I'll try to be. I'll try to be. I'll try.
And that's really
Pavlova.
Oh yeah! Oh shit! Yeah. I'm still unsure exactly where that comes from. For a long time, because I'm American, I just thought it was Russian, and I was like, oh wait, not quite. No, I actually have made them before, and they are very difficult to make. Although you guys make it look easy. So
I've never had one actually, which is hilarious.
Wait, really? Fake Australia?
I know, right? Yeah, totally. Yeah, not Australian at all. But anyway, we'll go back to the race. Stop talking about food. I'm getting hungry. But Connor Haley though, he's pushing up. But he's actually got up a good couple of seconds here. But Rago's got some damage on the front left and a bit of front right as well. So that will be. Really struggle with that because obviously being a little, it's almost a little chili bowl in my opinion. If all the dirt races get that reference, chili bowl's a little dirt oval little track. So I think I'm pretty bang on the head with that one. But yeah, it's pretty close to it. So obviously, you don't have many straights, but you still want that downforce, a little bit of aero mid corner because if you don't have that, that's it kind of gets scary, and you can see the damage there, front and right. But Connor Haley though, he's zooming, man. He's going.
Yeah, absolutely, and he better be because we only have 12 laps left. Plenty of time, but this is a little bit of the doldrums of the race right now. As far as iRacing goes, absolutely one of the most iconic experiences you can get out here. I mean, there's sports cars on iconic racetracks, but this is, there's nothing quite like the NASCAR trucks racing around. And honestly, we were talking about Healy earlier, saying, hey, anything can happen, and anything is kind of happening. He is on an absolutely monster drive all the way up into P4 with that podium. That's what we're all racing here. That's what they're all racing for. I'm not really... maybe with my words, but for Healy, he still has a little bit of time left here. 10 laps to make up a second and a half. Now, I mean, that's a rough ask of absolutely anyone. It's like a whole nother lap. But if anyone could do it, it is absolutely going to be Connor Healy. So let's see if he can make up that one last place and get into the top three. Back in the back, we're watching Spetrunev, who just made a move on Legna Verde, and actually this racing is pretty darn close. It is back, but there's a lot of money on the line and still more for higher places. So everybody wants to get up there. And beyond racing against each other, you kind of just got to keep it together, right? And that's been a struggle for a lot of these guys who are, I guess, not, truck racing enthusiasts. That's not all that they race, although they are, there's a spectrum, and currently Whirl, Machado, and Rago are all way up at the top of it. So glad to see a little bit of style points being put on by our leaders. And back to the back, we had Spetrunev start on pole, drop down, and now he's racing for redemption. He's not doing a bad job of it.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He obviously he was talking about like specialties, right? Like in NASCAR and how there's definitely a lot of like Americans that just drive oval stuff. And I remember when I did a lot of American leagues for NASCAR and IndyCar, and yeah, man, it was a different experience. Like you definitely go from road to oval. It's these guys know what they're doing. You know, you kind of think, oh, just turn left. Oh, big slide job into the mid corner there. And Connor Haley, look at this up the inside, and he's just going to take both from with that. But yeah, I think that was like traffic, so that was a bit scary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important to know that that's not even the car ahead of him. It's just traffic, like you mentioned. So the back markers are keeping things interesting here towards the final 5 laps of our AMX1 heat number 1. And it's important to note that this is heat number 1. We're reverse gridding and doing it all over again after this. So you can't burn too many bridges out there. Got to keep it clean through 4 more laps, which is about a minute left here in regulation for heat number 1. So absolutely, if you got a move to make, now is the time. For Connor Healy, sadly enough, he has dropped back about 5/10 since we last watched him, and that means that he's working to hold on to that top 4 spot rather than trying to take the top 3 like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, he's definitely just trying to hold on now. Obviously, with that lap traffic would have hurt him massively. Just getting slowed down there a little bit. It wasn't massive, but yeah, it's definitely crucial when these last 5 laps. And yeah, we're on to pretty close to finishing out this race. And you obviously said to make some friends out there, but do you really think they'd be making friends? You know what I mean? Like, obviously with the NASCAR, there's a lot of bump and runs and stuff like that. And yeah, I was watching the Netflix series of NASCAR, by the way, really good. But yeah, they were saying that there's no friends in NASCAR. So yeah, I'm kind of taking a little bit of that into it.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that later. I just started it, so a lot to talk about. And this is from a guy that like just not that in or like in the know when it comes to that. So I'm in the learning process, and I'm actually learning a lot from watching these guys race. So let's just close things out here real fast. We got the white flag coming out here pretty soon. I don't know why, but we used to have. I think we actually do still have the white flag icon. It actually caught me out last season. Yeah, or last race. Okay, yeah, here we go. White flag is out. Final lap 50 out of 50. We're not done quite yet, but we do have more on the way after we reverse grid and go into heat number 2. So one final trip around the USA Speedway. World Machado Rago in the top 3, and it looks like things are probably going to stay that way. I don't want to jinx things, but as long as they keep it pushed forward, the checkered flag is out. It's Whirl. It's well, more passes after that, but Machado, Rago, Healy, and yeah, everything coming through as we finalize our first heat on USA Speedway, and coming through a few surprises this time around. Definitely not what I expected just from the reverse grid starting positions.
Yeah, it was a bit of a switch up there for sure. We definitely saw a lot of guys go back and forth, but yeah, we finished out there with yeah, the big one I come to mind when you were just talking about that is Felipe. He just he was up the front, dropped back. Now he went up to P4 now. So yeah, it's back and forth, and we can see there our winner just changing into a different thing of clothes, and yeah, he's getting ready for the next race. So yeah, good result there, and Connor Haley with the fastest lap as well.
Yeah, I think that's important to look at Connor Healy, who's in P4, but after a +6 drive and some really, really fast times, in fact, the fastest time around the USA Speedway, incredibly well done. And that means that when he gets reverse gridded, it's not going to be from as far back. And so if he can make up that many spots in heat number 1, maybe after the reverse grid, he'll be able to do it into a P1 finish here in heat number 2. And that is what we are moving into, our final 50 laps around the USA Speedway.
On screen here is all our drivers. Nico actually starting up front here, Diego, and then our man that kind of had a little bit of a wobble, but he's back in P3, June, so, and everyone else through that list as well. But Connor Haley, I think, will be definitely one for spot for this race. So everyone watching, I'd enjoy the race from that point of view, and you can hear Reed and myself just yabber on about Netflix and Fox knows what else on the way for these 50 laps.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We were supposed to talk about this. Okay, the race is going to start. We'll get to it after that. All right. This is a look at your grid for heat number 2. We've swapped things around all over again. And honestly, Whirl had a really impressive drive in heat number 1 also. So now that he's at the back, let's see how many places he can make up as we get ready to go. The pace car is heading in. Not yet. Not yet. We've got one more corner to go. And he's taking out. Man, I gotta say, these liveries remind me a lot of like monster trucks. You ever watch monster trucks, Connor?
Yeah, I did actually. Back when I was a young'un, I watched a lot of Monster Jam and monster trucks back in the day. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, some very aggressive paint jobs out here. Glad that we can represent the best in livery action. Oh my God, look at that. So cool. I love that he's racing right next to Diego Villarreal, who has like a very like, I'm a professional e-sportsman livery right beside him. And then meanwhile, we're taking names with the Gravedigger and E1. So the pace car is out, and that means we are go, go, go for heat number 2. Nico Godoy in front, Diego Villarreal right beside him, Legnaberg Spetronib right beside, and we are getting into racing orders. Let's see if there's any early moves right now. We've got Rago on an absolute tear. He is +4 all the way up the order. An insane start into P4. Yeah, he's absolutely flying, as you said, 4 spots up. But Nico just absolutely flying. We saw Diego, car around car 8, which is Lucas. So he actually has just lost 4 spots, so he's going to have to come back through the field. He had a lot of pace too. So June up the inside now, and he's going to try and take the position. 2 wide down to turn 1, takes the position. Obviously, having that inside with more grip, we were talking about having that inside is definitely key for a passing opportunity. And yeah, we still June's moving. He's definitely moving, and Rago there just up into P3 now. So I reckon if Connor Haley gets pulled up here, it's all the win for Diego at this point with Rago as well. Oh, and there we go, contact there, Haley. Oh, you're talking about the FIA?
No. I mean, look, you got to stay in your lane. It's harder than it looks to do. And unfortunately, after that, 98 is still pointed forward, not so much on the other side. And obviously, heading back to the pits to get a repair in there is Connor Healy. So, man, you hate to see it. Hopefully, he'll be out onto the track again and complete things in heat number 2. But, a little bit of a rough spot there at the back. Now, they say that you are competing against 3 things in a race, right? Yourself, the car, 4 things. All right. Damn, I messed it up. Yourself, the car, the track, and yourself. So, Whirl is competing against himself in P6 and in P9. I'm not sure how that works, but he is doing a great job no matter which one of him he is.
Look at Nico with his camera, the man of many mysteries in the dark, and meanwhile the component next to him, opposition, Cam as well. So obviously, I'm thinking that's P2. I could be wrong here. Yeah, I think that's P2. So Rago just on the back of him now in car number 8, and he's up 6th position. So if he gets this move done, which he had a look there, had a cheeky look. Nico Godoy just going around the outside trying to get a good run, so he can't get absolute punted out of the way. He's just went wide. He's going to lose all the grip. And there we go. There's the change for the lead. Nico going to tuck in for P2. And there's a big smiley face on that car. I just noticed that.
There's probably a big smiley face on his actual face, too. Nico Godoy, maybe a frowny one on his. But for Facundo Rago, very, very strong racer and proving it up into P1. A late move, but really, really good. I mean, I guess it's early in the grand scheme of the race, but number one thing I'm watching, you got to keep an eye on Machado and Legnaberg. These guys kind of scared me in our first 50 laps in heat number 1. Keeping it pointed forward, some wobbles there, even in heat 2. So I'm got a lot to watch out here for. Also, we got Connor Healy back on the track, seeing if he can make up a lap. That's a nice little bonus challenge. There is also $1 on the line for fastest lap. And so you obviously want to go for that. He hit it in heat 1. He can absolutely do it again in heat number 2.
First on time with the camera, by the way, car number 9, Matthews. I think I'm saying that wrong, but I tried. But yeah, he's the first time on the camera, and yeah, he's doing well. Oh, meanwhile, there's a wall.
Oh my God! Was this a save? Oh my God! That is the best save I have ever seen. What the hell? Facundo Rago, man.
That was turn 1.
1-2 battle? Nico Godoy? Holy cow, this is a race on our hands.
Car 22 is coming back in. Diego, he had a loop, but yeah, I'm sure we're going to replay down in the bottom right here in a second. But yeah, that was insane. We just saw a little bit of contact there, and it turned to a massive thing. And look at the pack we've got on our hands now. Down to P6 now, only 2 10s separating each other. And this is going to be very interesting. Look at that. Anyone's game at this point. And look at this. Nico got to go run on the straight. Oh, a little wobble. Does he go for a run and go for a dive? No. Goes in early though. He hits an early apex, and then he's going to hit the apex again on exit. This is interesting. I like this. I like this.
This is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. This is heat number 2 after, I mean, it's heat, right? So things are getting hotter. Now let's watch this in the replay. We're coming around the corner. A little bit of an overreaction. He comes back into him, and I don't know if that was an actual contact, but it sends him spinning into the grass. He recorrects, gets back onto the track in the same spot he was in earlier, maintains that speed, and he's got to be sweating a little bit, but an excellent save. The rebound from Facundo Rago, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, well, Rago's a professional race car driver, mate. He'd be all covered. It's all good, mate. he's a professional. So, yeah, it was an amazing save there. Just, yeah, heaps of control in the car, but obviously they're quite heavy, 1,500 kilos. So, yeah, it'd be one of those cars that if it goes, you got to hold on and, Hail Mary that one. So, yeah, he's pulled away. Rago, he's about a second out in front, so yeah, he's clear from the other guys, but meanwhile, there's a good 5 to 6 cars in this battle now, so anyone's game still. Car 5 are on board now, and look at this, he's actually our winner from last time, 5 spots up now, so he's going to try and have a look. We actually didn't get much camera time on him, obviously being out front, being a bit boring, and yeah, he's in the thick of it now. Oh, we just saw the wobble entry. It was just, it looked like he didn't lock a brake, but the car was wobbling on entry there. And yeah, he's still got a hold of the thing.
He does. You can see him still hanging on. Still hanging on. We're doing a great job, and he is, he's not alone. You know, he is in the biggest pack of racers on the field right now. And honestly, you got to kind of say thank you, because he is really giving us one of the best races we've seen all season long, all 2 days of it. And I love our overhead view down here. Just getting some extra. This is our producer flexing in the background. He's like, by the way, guys, it also looks good from this angle and this angle. There's this guy that like calls random people, and he's got his cameras set up in random different spots. And it's just like surprising with the camera angles. So glad we're living the legend here. And in truth, it is an amazing race. I honestly, because I'm not a huge NASCAR fan, but I'm also not a huge NASCAR truck racing fan, I did not know what to expect from today's race. But my God, is it ever delivering some intense racing and an overtake. In fact, from World, as he does it on Machado, already zooming by and keeping the racing line too. So he's got the arrow in his favor. That is how you do it. A +6 drive for World.
That was a really nice move. Look at this, car 79 up top. Nico just losing all grip, and he's in the wall. So he's going to have to try and recover this. Car 5 up the inside, though. He's going to get the run, and he's got it done. Look at this. Car 5's easily got it. 79 still on the outsides. And Nico losing all the grip, and he's just going to lose 3 spots in about one lap. So that's incredible, and you look at it. He's just backing out. He's going to try and get back into the rhythm now. But yeah, it looked like he just lost all grip there. So I wonder if the track's changing, obviously, with the grip. Oh! We saw that wiggle in last lap.
Close. I mean, we're not even on the last lap. This is halfway through. Obviously, the rubberization, if that's what you're talking about, is in play here on the bottom side on the main racing line. It's going to get stickier as the race goes on. Let's hop on board here with Whirl and Diego Villarreal. They are racing neck and neck, P2 and 3. And let's see when Whirl wants to make this move happen. 3/10 back, probably not going for it just yet, but there is half the race left to race. So you don't want to overdo things right now and risk throwing it away because you have plenty of time left to go. But Diego, he's looking. He's got his eyes on that rear view mirror. You can see he knows that the heat is on right behind him and maybe even right beside him. Man, look at how many looks Whirl is taking to try to get around the edge. Whoa! Getting a nice drift around the corner. And you can see Whirl, he's coming.
Yeah, well, it's just on the outside, but Diego's just looking too much in that mirror. He's just wobbling around because obviously he's looking too much well around the outside, having that grip. Not like Diego, obviously using all that tire, and he's going around. Look at this, Diego's going to have to defend for the inside now, and he's got it done. And racing's good, man. Racing's good.
No, it is. It's so good. My God, and actually, you know, they don't come with like little stickers that say, by the way, I'm good at this. You don't know who the hitters are. And you're watching it right now, Machado doing Diego Villarreal dirty up into P3. The podium is his. This is heating up, and we've got 22 laps to go. I hope it's all like this, Connor.
Oh, I hope it is too. We thought we were going to have time talking about NASCAR shows, but apparently not. And I was going to say, we're going to go from this to GT3, so it's non-stop racing at AMX Global here tonight. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled, guys, because after this is going to be even more exciting, obviously, being at Road Atlanta. So, one of my favourite tracks, by the way. Oh! Around, who's that, actually?
Is that Mora? No, Legno Verde back in the back. That
was interesting. I don't think he got turned there, but yeah, there was a huge puff of smoke there. We obviously saw an onboard just smoke everywhere, and the guys just did not lift off the throttle, which I mean, we expect at this point, don't we? Keep the foot down and Hail Mary as usual, as NASCAR normally goes. So yeah, the racing's still good. We've got a three-way battle here at the moment. We've got Nico just up behind, and this is actually Connor Healy just trying to get his lap back. He can still fight the other people though, obviously trying to get his lap back, because the rule is you can still fight with other people to get your lap back, which is quite interesting. It's yeah, it's a lot different compared to a European rulebook and Australian rulebook. So the American rulebooks are completely different, and yeah, you can still do your own thing, being a lap down. And Felipe just getting some nice grip there. And look at this, Diego. We were talking about grip and not using that tire too much, and you can just see the lack of grip he's got. Car 22 just really trying to go on that exit there, and look at the tire, it's just spinning on exit every time. And oh, just a nice little scrape of the wall there, Felipe. And oh,
this is so close. I love it. You can see Diego is wobbling all over the place. I don't know if his rig fell apart or what, but he has got to keep it stable. So much action here, and this is battle for P4. Looking back towards Felipe Spetronev, a guy that honestly got a little bit robbed. He started P1, finished down in the bottom two spots in heat number 1, and now he's here to try to get that spot that is rightfully his, and actually to reclaim the spot that he lost from the start of the race that Diego inhabits right now.
Yeah, he's trying to get it back, and he's not letting him go easily. Obviously, Diego was up the front there, lost 2 spots from it. So he wouldn't be happy, obviously, going from 2nd to 4th. So I think he's still trying to hang on and getting those dollary dues, which we all love, which you can mention about Reed, obviously.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can see them on your screen periodically. Do show them up there. Obviously, top 3 is where you want to get if you're looking for the biggest payout. But we do have payouts to the top 15 for qualifying Heat 1 and Heat 2, which means that's a pretty good chance that you are getting up in there in the points. And actually, if you look at the points right now, some pretty impressive drives from Facundo Arago, Whirl, and Machado, who have all found themselves up there. And it's not totally guaranteed. Some close racing here, especially from Spetrunev, the guy that we're watching do deadly battle with Diego Villarreal there in P4 and 5. Spetrunev, like I said, fighting for the spot that he lost from the race start, and he's doing a great job at keeping it close. But there's only 13 laps left, and that's just a few minutes because these laps are like 20 seconds long. So not a lot of time.
Yeah, not a lot of time at all. And Machado, we saw him before. We didn't really see him last race. We didn't really go on his camera, but he's shown in the second race he's got the pace, and yeah, maybe he's just picked up the car in the second race. Oh, Diego having a correction on the exit there. And Felipe's up the inside, and I reckon he's got this pretty done now. Yeah, look at that. That really sucks from Diego. Amazing. Obviously, he's used up all the tyres, so he's he's definitely suffering the consequences of using all that tyre, and now he's got to survive on a good 20 laps or so just on those tyres. Oh, actually, yeah, 20. I think I'm wrong, but anyway.
It's, 10 laps up there in tiny text right above the timing tower. It says the lap number, so that's where I'm looking on the call. So in the front there is action also, which I did not necessarily expect. Whirl, I thought he was just going to chill there in P2, but no, Machado's coming for him. And I love that he's got this red, black, and white livery. And I love also that our production can show us the head-to-head camera of what it looks like. Watch these badasses battle it out against each other. Machado, 4/10 back, but 9 laps to do it. Can he do it? That's the question.
Yeah, for sure. With Machado, just pardon me. We saw him in last race. Obviously I said he didn't really get much camera time, but yeah, he's definitely sitting there now. Look at the grip he's getting on the exit there. That was by far the most grip we've seen all night from being this far into a stint. 8 laps to go, and look at it. Look at the exit he's getting. Mid corner was nice. He's probably used up a little bit too much mid corner, so I reckon he just needs to focus on that exit and just get that slipstream down the straight. And yeah, obviously keeping in that slipstream, you're obviously going to get that he's getting dirty air too, and that's why they're sliding around so much. Just trying to hang on here, and we've obviously saw Wheelie do really well in the last race, so if he comes home in P2, that is a solid drive, and obviously coming out on top for 2 races, that's yeah, I'd definitely take that any day of the week for a result.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the drivers are going to be very happy with the results right now. We got battle for P6 in the back. Is that a spin against the wall? Oh, I think he did get a little bit close there. I couldn't totally see P6 back there, but wow, what a battle. We got battles in the back, battles up front too, as Machado closes to within 2/10 of Whirl here in P2. He knows he is running out of time. 5 laps left, Connor, and that means that it is go time. And he is going down to within a 10th, and doesn't get as much grip on the corner. Like you were talking about, man, Rago is just finding some extra rubber on those tires.
Yeah, we saw Machado just have a really good entry and exit there, and yeah, he just needs to keep that tyre under him until the second last lap, put it up the inside and go, bye-bye, mate, that's my corner and that's my move, and see you later. And yeah, it looks like he's just hanging on at the moment. If he uses up too much tyre now, he's going to be compromised for those last couple of laps, obviously having in slipstream and having that dirty air. You've got to cook those front tyres, so you either get it past him really quickly, or you've got to sit there and just use bugger all tyre. And yeah, he's I think he's option 2 at the moment. I don't think he's pushing too hard, but he's pushing hard enough so he's still in that slipstream. And look at the concentration on both of their faces. It's always we talked about this last week. It's always great to see what they look like and the concentration on their face, and I think that's what's so good in AMX. We have these cameras, and yeah, I think a lot more it's a lot more interactive, isn't it?
Yeah, but what I'm looking at is the gloves versus no gloves battle. I've often wondered, does it make a difference? And whoa, they are coming right next to each other. Just getting his nose in under the tail, but he can't make it stick. Oh my God, that might have been the chance. That might have been his only opportunity. There's only 2 and now 1 lap left, Connor. You can see as they struggle to maintain. These trucks have been through a lot.
I thought there was an opportunity there for sure, but yeah, he's going to have to do something really wild here. Does he dive up the inside? Oh, he's not going to think. No, he's going to go to the outside. He's going to try and get around onto the exit, and I don't think he's going to get it. And that is white flag, and there is checker. No,
it's the white flag coming out right now. Also, back in the back, we had Leo Mora and Diego Villarreal. I think there was a crash there as Diego was spun or something like that. I think he's gotten it back under control barely, but clearly very damaged there. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Up in the front, so far in the front, is Facundo Ragu, who comes across the line with Whirl and Machado just absolutely barely right behind him. Machado unable to make up those final 2/10, and that means that he finishes P3 as the rest of our racers come around the corner for the checkered flag in heat number 2 to close things out for our AMX NASCAR truck race tonight. I love our tunes as we roll things out and into our final standings, your final standings, everyone's final standings for our final heat of the evening. Ending our time here at the USA Speedway is our session winner, Facundo Ragu. Thanks to Ben Q for making that possible, and to Connor Healy, who sets another fastest lap. Shows put on by Facundo Ragu. Leandro Whirl almost retains that P1 spot and has an amazing drive defending against Machado there for his life in the final moments of that race. Spetrunev almost has another P1 placement, but finds himself in P4 where he started. So regaining that position from Nico Godoy, who fought pretty hard but kind of struggled there in the middle of it. Not sure what happened in the back for Villarreal, Whirl, and Legno Verde, but they had some rough spots this race. Very physical, very full contact, full-on race, and you'll love to see it, man. This Heat 2 was crazy, Connor.
Yeah, Heat 2 was definitely spiced up. Heat 1 was a bit, exciting, but Heat 2's definitely turned up the heat, and go.
I mean, it is literally a higher heat. It's time for a commercial break. So we're going to head out to a quick break, guys. In the meantime, make sure to check out our social media right down below the screen. We've got Twitter and Instagram, where we put out highlights, info, announcements, all that kind of stuff. We also highlight you guys and love to have you interact with us on social media. And if you'd like to join the AMX community, hit us up on Discord. Certainly, if you're racing at our races, it's where you can find all of our announcements, any information. You can also ask us any questions, and in fact, actually talk to the rest of the racers that you'll be racing against to get any sort of tips and tricks and ask you how you're supposed to do anything. And by the way, we're in there too. So if you want to join us in the race on the track, you can do so on amxrace.com. You can sign up for any of our races left this season. We still have over 60 races left to go this season, and plenty of time for you to get out there. amxrace.com. Sign up. We've got some season pass deals for 50% off if you want to check those out. Do all that and more during our break. When you come back, make sure to like or follow or subscribe or whatever you do on YouTube and Twitch. We appreciate your support, and are going to be coming back in just a short while with even more racing in AMX 10. So you don't want to miss it. We'll be back after a short break, so don't go anywhere.
to save our home. We must travel through the gateway to find new energy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. AMX 10 Race 3. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, all over again. If you guys have just watched the last one, we were just at a little oval. Now we're onto a bit of a different, I guess, option. So here we are. GT3's Road Atlanta.
That's right, Connor. I think I'm back, correct? Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3.
You are back, mate.
Great. Okay. Excellent job through the intro. Oh, wow. I'm a little bit all over everything. And I just want to say a big thanks to Connor for, stabilizing the ship here. The waves are a little bit bumpy today. But excellent as ever, and so are we. And all of you guys, big thanks to everybody for tuning in and checking us out tonight. This is AMX 10, the pinnacle of racing excellence in the AMX Global League Season 4. We're back at it again. If you guys missed us, we missed you too. And we missed some amazing races and racers. And we've got all of that coming your way here tonight. Like Connor was doing an excellent job mentioning, we do have an iconic car track combo and some of the best racers AMX has ever seen. And in truth, really just some of the best racers in iRacing right now. I think in this league so far, we have 2 guys above 10K iRating, which is just insane to me. That's like every time they race, it's like 3 people racing at the same time in the same car. It's like if you have one of those bicycles with like 3 people on it, but just all into one amazing driver. We've got a ton of action coming your way, and we're already halfway through the broadcast. If you guys missed the action in AMX 1, you can rewind if you're on YouTube or just catch the VOD on Twitch, wherever you're watching from. It's been a great day of racing so far, and it's about to get even better. So let's go ahead and start with the housekeeping. You guys have heard this already, and if you haven't, we'll run through it one more time for you. January 27th to April 21st, about 3 months of racing coming your way in Season 4. The prize pool is $20,000, and we also are giving away a bunch of prizes from our partners at Next Level Racing. We do have a lot of races. There's 68 races this season, so a lot of variety also. Plenty of time for you guys to get out here and race, and when you do, the race format is a little bit funky. It's a 20-minute qualifier, Heat 1 and Heat 2, with a top 15 reverse grid in between, and we do have prizes for each section. Each segment of the race has a prize pool for the top 15 racers, which we'll check out in just a second. Your driver cameras are required, so join via the Zoom link in our website or Discord channel. You can find it both places, and you should probably just join anyway because it's cool. Also, big thanks to all of you guys who have done that already. So get out there, join via video link. We pay out in groups of $100, so whenever you cross that threshold, your winnings will be coming to you once a month as soon as you reach that. So we're racing Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays at amxrace.com. So head over there to sign up to race in Season 4. Here's when we're racing Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, starting at 5:50 for AMX 1s. And for the AMX 10 race that's coming up, it's going to start promptly at 7:20. That is when qualifiers start. So if you want to practice, the servers are open for about an hour earlier. So make sure to hop on to the servers, get your practice in for AMX 1 or 10. And the races start at the times seen on your screen. That was on purpose. And that means that it's time to check out what we're racing for. The AMX 10 prize pool, $30 for first place. That's more than some entire races. I was watching some community races the other day, as I want to do, and it was like a $5 race that was like 45 minutes. So I was like, oh, okay. So it's $30 for first place, $20 for second, $18 for third, all the way down to 15th place. It's only $10 to enter, and you're getting prize money for qualifier, Heat 1 and Heat 2. It's not bad. We do require that you have a minimum road iRating of 2K just to keep it competitive. This is the highest level of competition in AMX Global League, so it is a big competition, $500 on the line also. So a lot to race for in AMX 10 this season. And once again, look at our top 10 the top 12 racers in AMX 10. AMX 10 top 12. I gotta get better at that one. It's only been 2 races so far, but already we've got some absolutely incredible performances. Kyle Valero has raced twice, won one of them, and has picked up over 100 points. It's $100, and that puts him at the top of the standings. Jackson Asenje right below him at 81 points, $81. And Aaron Vasquez, a guy you'll be seeing racing in not too long, is already on the board at 74 points. William Chadwick also racing, coming up here at 70 points, and on down the list. Top 12, to get on it, all you have to do is make over 40 points in a race. Which is not that hard to do, but is difficult, or more or less difficult, based on who you're racing against. So the top 12 right here, if you want to get your name on the list, amxrace.com to sign up for any of the AMX 10 races this season. And that means that it's almost time for us to get racing. But before we do that, we have to show you guys how you can get racing for even less. This season, we have a D3 promotion. That means it's a little bit like an early bird special. If you sign up for a race 3 days or more before the race starts, then it's 30% off. We also have season tickets for each one of the 6 classes of races this season. If you're looking for season tickets, if you say, okay, I really like racing GT cars, front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, we've got different season tickets for each one of those classes on amxrace.com. It's 50% off, which is a pretty good deal this season. So amxrace.com to sign up for season tickets, or just get in there a little bit early ahead of schedule. We get you some pretty hefty discounts. And now it's time to head out onto the track for our second race of the day here in AMX 10. As we head out onto here, I'm going to throw things over to Connor Nixon to talk us through what and where we're racing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are at Road Atlanta, such an iconic track. It is in the USA. We were just here a minute ago for the AMX 1, and it was opened in 1970, which is, ages away. And, it's such a famous track. We've seen, endurance races here, the 10-hour, which is probably one of the best sim racing events ever. Personally, I've won it before. It is the best feeling winning here, and I think a lot of these guys would want to feel that feeling. And it's 4 kilometers. It's just kissing 4 kilometers. It's almost 3, and huge long straights down the back and up the front as well. So a lot of passing opportunities as well down in turn 1.
Yeah, that's right. The turn 1 is going to make the action start right off the bat. So now we have to take a look at what we're racing here, which is, I think, going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely awesome. We were talking about AMX 1 had a manual gearbox. These ones have a sequential gearbox on the paddles. As usual, we did race Porsche Cups and GT3s, but you guys are used to this one. 1,200 kilos to 1,300 kilos, so you've got heavy cars like probably the Merc, which is a bit heavier, but then you got the lighter cars like the Porsche, which I'm a huge fan of, and I hope we see a couple of them. Rear-wheel drive and 600 horsepower, so these things definitely move, and big slick tire on the rear, so it's gonna be some good battles.
Man, so many iconic cars, and we're going to be having a lot of these races this season. We've got a GT class just for GT cars. So if you guys like the look of the way these things run, then head out to amxrace.com. You can sign up for all the GT races this season. And I mean, this is a great way to show it off, right? Because it's not us doing anything. The cars just look amazing. The racers make them look even better. We got some of the sickest drivers out here on track in qualifiers, which we're heading out onto right now. So let's go ahead and see who's racing out there on the track. I am ahead of the game, guys. I have my live timing window open. And you can too. We'll put the link up there on their screen in a few moments. But I think it's also pinned on our YouTube live stream. I think we also have it on our website too. A lot of places you guys can find the live timing link if you want to be huge nerds like Connor and I. Looping Connor into this, obviously. If you want to see who's racing, what their iRatings are, what their licenses are. We do have, I think, we have one World Championship black bar license for Gael Valero, one of the sickest racers that we've ever seen in AMX Global League. And you can just see the iRatings up there on your screen too. Some absolute hitters out here on track today.
Yeah, some definitely big hitters. And talking about big hitters, the 11K iRacing, I feel like this name is just going to get bigger and bigger as we go along. He was big in Season 3, big in Season 4, Aaron Vesquez. I keep mumbling that name up every time, but anyway, he's coming around the last corner, and he's currently sitting in P1, definitely with a very good margin there. He's definitely comfortable, and I can imagine he's going to be comfortable for this whole race. He's a 10th in front at the moment, and he's pushing nice and hard into turn 1, coming up to turn 2, coming into turn 3 now. Heaps of grip under that car. And yeah, he's moving. Reed, he's one of these famous drivers in AMX at this point, isn't he?
I mean, we haven't actually seen him race that often in this championship, but before he was on his current team, Drago, he was on, what was it? I'm going to have to go back and look at this. But anyway, my point is, that's right. He was one of the best racers in Porsche Cup when he was racing with Altus Esports. That's what it was. Yeah. Then he switched over to Drago Racing, and Drago has some absolutely incredible racers. They are doing well not only outside, but also inside of AMX Global League. And so really exciting to see the rise of some absolutely amazing drivers, not unlike the one popping up on your screen right here. This is Kieran Harrison. Last season, when it came to light cars like TCRs, this guy was a monster, unstoppable. And he's not too bad at the rest of the cars out there on the track, too. 8.2K iRacing. And, of course, he's representing SimRC, a team that did so well last season, due in part to this guy and his teammate, Quarantine Guinness, who you might see a time or two out here in Season 4. But still, some of the best racers we've got on the track today, racing some of the best cars on one of the best tracks. So cannot wait to see what's in store for us here today as we hop on board with the number 2 car, Gael Valero.
He's still got the forehead and the nose cam, as we always see from Gael. I feel like it was a good joke with that one, but I'm not going to annoy him too much. But yeah, he's going for a hot lap now. We saw the out lap. He's currently sitting in P2, and he's got to find a 10th to get up there. He was fast last week at Nürburgring. And yeah, I reckon he's got the same pace. But he's in a different situation. In the Porsche, we saw heaps of Lambos, but there's a good variety this week, seeing Ferraris, Porsches, and every other car that's on the list. And yeah, he's pushing over those curbs. He's not a green sector yet, but looking at the car in front, he's going to get a massive slipstream on that back sector here, and he's actually backed out of it. He's like, no, I'm going to back out of it and just reset the pits. So he's got another 5 minutes to do it. Meanwhile, who else is out on the track? Here we go. I'll let you do this one, Reed.
Yeah, let's see. We're going to hop on board with Mauricio Lozano, our Mexican racer, showing up today. If I'm not mistaken, we have seen him... Yeah, we have seen him out here all season long, so it's nice to see him coming back at us. Now, if you're a Mauricio Lozano fan, I hate to break it to you, this is not the soccer player Mauricio Lozano. This is our sim racer. I think also there's an actor named Mauricio Lozano and a news broadcaster in South America or Middle America, wherever. So there's a lot of famous guys named that, but this is the sim racer. And he's not bad. He's showing up today currently in 14th place. And this is a decently sized track, Road Atlanta. We're running the full course. And that means it takes a little bit over a minute to get through your lap. And with only 4 left to go, that means if you're running a hot lap, now is the time.
Talking about another team and another driver, Nico. We saw him last week at Nürburgring as well, and Drago Racing down in P9 at the moment. His teammate currently sitting in P1, so trying to improve on... Oh, that's an off track. Yep, that's an off track, so that he might have to reset there. Wiping the forehead there, and but yeah, another teammate of Aaron's. So yeah, you were saying about this team obviously having really good drivers. I would definitely not disagree with. I would definitely say that you're right about that one, because yeah, he's currently sitting in P9, P10 at the moment. But yeah, pushing nice and hard, and yeah, we've only got a couple of minutes to go. I feel like time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it, Reed?
Absolutely. The cars do too. Let's talk about what our times look like, right? We're starting to get into the 117s, which is absolutely mento. But if you're talking about the real times for real cars on real tracks, GT3s do have a long history time here at Road Atlanta. And if you're trying to compete with the actual cars on track, you can probably do a little bit better. In 2021 for Petit Le Mans, Brian Sellers set a 119 in real life, but obviously there are some slight differences between the GT3s that they were running in 2021 and the cars you're seeing out on the track right now, which might count for about a second or two of difference in between those. So happy to see our sim racers doing some absolutely blistering laps around the track, close out our final minutes of qualifying here before we get into the actual race.
Yeah, these guys are flying. We've already talked about Aaron, but yeah, riding on board with one of our other drivers, which is not popping up in the telemetry, unfortunately. So, Fabio, there we go. It's right there. Zambolini riding on board at the moment. We've seen this guy at Nürburgring again, so it's good to see everyone's coming back and hitting another round of these GT3s. I feel like the GT3s were a bit low in numbers last week, but yeah, definitely popping off this week. Meanwhile, the Aussie, we've actually got two Aussies here tonight. Josh, very famously known that he got a really good result in Le Mans in the virtual one in R Factor, so he's very good at very good of a driver. So riding on board with him at the moment, down in 16th in the Porsche, which is my favourite car at the moment. Nico right up to the top with P3 as well. So yeah, he's improved his time, so he's only 400ths of Gal Varello. So yeah, he's doing very well.
Yeah, Nico way up there too. The Drago team have done a lot of this buddy system where they finish really, really darn close to each other. And it's probably because they are both pretty good. And let's see who can get up there. I want to say a Russian curse word for the name of the driver in P4 right now, but I'm going to assume that it's not intended and that he's actually Argentinian. Right next to Philippa, next to Kieran Harrison. We'll be talking a lot about these guys in the top 6 as we check out, that was the guy I was talking about there on your screen for a brief moment. Kieran Harrison in his yellow and black and yellow SimRC livery car coming out here in P6 right now. And with 15 seconds left, he might get one more time on the track. Can he finish in 15 seconds? I think he might have actually had an off track earlier, so I'm not sure if this lap is going to count. As, he's got 5 seconds to cross the finish line, and I don't know if he's going to do it. And yeah, no, that is going to do it for our qualifiers for the AMX 10 Race 3 race tonight. Let's go ahead and see who is going to be where as we find out our final standings. Keep in mind, guys, this is a GT3 car on Road Atlanta, and it's part of our rear-wheel drive class championship, RWD. And that means that the points for today are going to go to these drivers towards that championship. So Aaron Vasquez puts himself on P1 in the number 1. I like the confidence there. He has set a 1:17.8, which is going to be hard to beat. So let's keep an eye on the times during the race. Gael Valero comes in with a P2. Nico Verjbicki. Look, I'm just going to... It's not going to happen. Julia... Juan, I don't know, my reading skills today are rough. Juan Lanett. It's going to be a lot of fun today, Connor. Gio Philippa rounding out your top 5. Yeah, you might have to help me out with some of these. Fitzroy Belmont. This guy is like an earl. You know he's got a house on like way too many acres. Who even knows what's happening down there towards the bottom. And Machado, a guy coming back. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to come back. Only racing in one of the races per day this season. Just a reminder to everybody out there. So let's go ahead and get into heat number 1. It is a rolling start out here on Road Atlanta, which means that the number 1 challenge, can you keep it in the box? So we start our rolling start here today with a reverse grid in effect. That means that Gaston Calavi is in P1 with Mauricio Lozano in P number 2. I don't think anybody's ever said that before. Nice. Pedro Dean and Peter Zuba round out the second row of the grid. Zamperlini and Belziti right behind them. Fabio and Fabrizio in row 3. On down the list, you can see a whole host of some of the absolute best racers we've had all season long. It is a top 15 reverse grid, which means only the top 15 racers will be reversed, which is why you see Aaron Vasquez down there in 15th and Gael Valero there in 14th. All below them are racers that actually qualified in those places, so they will have some absolute monsters right ahead of them on track as we get up to speed, start looking towards the start of our heat number 1.
Yeah, here we go. We're on the outlap here now, so they're going to get all their tyres nice and warm and get ready. But I was going to say, like, it's kind of interesting when you think about it. If top 15 get it reversed, and if you're car 16, 17, you're just sitting there and going, I've got the fastest guy in front of me, just sitting right in front of me. I feel like that'd be very daunting, just quietly. So, yeah, obviously those guys a bit further back down, they'll have to hopefully actually, if you got the fast guy just to drive through the field, you can follow through really in theory, but we'll see what happens in turn 1. And oh my god, look at that paint
livery.
That is a Tron livery. That is amazing. And I think Reed's just went on the microphone, so I'm gonna have to sit down and commentate here for a second. But yeah, that is the Tron livery, the car 16, and yeah, we're halfway through the outlap now. Lap 1 will be commencing in a couple of corners, going down to A and B, A10 and AB, I think it's called. I could be wrong. I've done it like I did a esports race around here the other day, so I really should know every corner off the top of my head, but I don't. So apologies for that for anyone who's watching. On the back straight though, everyone's weaving, get those tyres nice and warm. Obviously these cars don't start with any tyre blankets, so they've just got to get the cars nice and warm and freshed up and ready for turn 1. Obviously turn 1 is a bit of a difficult corner, we've already mentioned it quite a bit. A lot of camber in the corner, so you've got to get into the groove and drive on the exit. You can't really be in a really weird spot for that corner, but there's a lot of passing opportunities up the inside. You don't really want to be on the outside, so coming out of A10B, I think that doesn't sound right, but anyway, coming to the last corner, and here we go, Gaston leading us down to the last corner, and here we go, A10, AMX 10 away, down to turn 1, oh, contact, Tron livery, around, oh, is there going to be contact now the field, there's contact now the field, huge crash, 2 cars out, down to turn 2, too wide, looks pretty clean at the moment, Nico going through, Aaron going through as well, trying to follow the teammates through, we just saw a little bit of contact, there, the Porsche's around, who's that? That is, I think that might have been Fitzroy, around there. So 4 cars around at the moment with a huge contact down into a corner. Oh, Jackson just getting a nice cheeky little dive there. Didn't get it fully done. He's going to have to get pushed out of here by the Duck Hawk Racing. Let's see if the Lamborghini will get a push. I know the Lamborghini's been very strong in the last week or two with obviously the update from Daytona, and they've been racing at Alton Park, so it's a good change up. And up the front, Gaston running in the lead, and here's the replay from the start. 2 wide down into A10, and it looks like Jackson actually got the move done with Dark Hawk Racing there in the background. And the the Asher Racing cars around too. Oh my god, huge contact with the Merc going around, avoiding everything as much as you possibly can. Down in the back, Nico and June in the background with Aaron Veskus. Oh, I keep buggering that name. Oh, Aaron on the outside. There's a little bit of net code from there. Net code is basically the game thinking where the car is, but it gets wrong sometimes. So we saw Aaron bounce off a little bit there on into the curb. And coming through on the lap 2 now. I can get my voice back, so I'm going to take a drink of water here. And Nico's just sitting there. And at the moment, Gaston's just sitting right and nice and comfortable. Peter behind the Flying Mexican and doing really nicely in the Ferrari as well. Sky Sports, I think that one is. We don't get any Sky Sports over here in Australia, so don't really recognise the livery too much, but I'd say that's what it is. Peter doing very well there. Fabio, we saw him the last couple of weeks at the Porsche Cup in GT3, so he's been doing really well there. Oh, there's a move on for Peter and the Flying Mexican, and Peter's around him actually. So here we go, Dark Hawk Racing up the inside of Jackson. Replay it in the bottom right with Felipe and Harrison. Dark Hawk Racing up the inside, still there, and oh, Jackson goes around the outside. Does he get the grip? Yes, he gets the grip. Jackson's around the outside and got the move done. Meanwhile, the Audi, which is Nico. Was that Nico? No. I don't think my timing's updated as quickly as those guys are moving around. Nico, there we go. There's our favourite driver. Nico in the car 9, just flying at the moment. He's actually 5 spots up. The best guy on the board on spots, it is Samuel, the Canadian. He's actually up 7 spots. And it looks like there's been a couple of crashes and a few people out actually. So Fitzroy is out, Dino Filippi's out, and a couple other drivers there. So a couple of people out there, and it looks like we've got roughly about 17 cars on track still, 18 actually. So out of 22 for tonight. Nico on board. Does he go for the dive? It does look like he's got the slipstream up the inside. Good move there, really nicely. He's going to get no grip on B, but he's going to have heaps of here. And Lambo up there, actually the inside. Aaron actually going around the outside, knocks his teammate. The teammates have actually knocked. The Lambo goes through, or Nico. Aaron goes through, and look at this. The flying Frenchman goes through. Gail Thorello just doing really nicely there in the Porsche, doing really well. Aaron doing a nice move on his teammate there, and June going through in the Lamborghini as well, but Nico just got the raw end of the stick there. So, and I think we've got Reed back.
I think I've been back for a little bit. I was just letting you have a good time out there. I think for the most part we've been having a pretty clean race, but I don't know how long that's going to last. It's been a touch aggressive there towards the back, but up here at the front, I think this is where we're going to see a lot more of the action as the race continues. Not only do we have Lozano Rezende and Mori fighting for that final podium spot, we've also got the guy we're watching right here, Pedro Dean, leading a nice midfield pack with Aaron Vasquez, the 11K iRacing driver, right behind him. So you've got to know he is ready for it. And here it comes, Aaron Vasquez trying to get him along the inside. He goes speeding by into that P7, looking to take on Fabio Zamperlini coming up next.
Yeah, Zamperlini doing very nicely. We've seen a bit of contact with Jackson and Zamperlini there into turn 1, and he's got actually Simon right behind him actually in the Audi. Bit of a different option for tonight. We've seen Beamers and Beamers, Ferraris, Porsches, looks like the cars, but the Audi actually 3 spots up at the moment, and yeah, it's probably a really strong car, knowing that it's very similar to the Lamborghini, which is what Fabio Zamperlini is in. Jackson right in front of him though. Jackson is, we've always known him as the aggressive driver, but we always love him, don't we, Reed? It gives it a bit of spice, doesn't it?
There is definitely some spice out on track right now. Let's see how spicy things get for the top 5 spots here. You know it's going to heat up, and whoa, we almost got a little bit there. Getting some paint transfer for now. Pedro Dean dropping a few spots there, probably lost it just around a corner. No, he is out of there. A spin for Dean back behind means that Harrison, Verspicki, and Valero all move up a spot. And that means things are really heating up right behind the guys we're watching on your screen right now. The second pack is kind of merging with the one behind it. And for Simon Demori, the guy that we were watching right there, he's not only having to defend from Fabio Zamperlini behind him, but also attacking Jackson Asenge for that P4 spot.
Yeah, definitely moving up into the field though. Peter and Gaston, we saw these guys fight before with the Flying Mexican, and the Peter doing really nicely on the battle there. And we've actually got the really nice camera there. Oh, look at the wheel work there. Just on the wheel there, he's just making a few corrections into turn 2, but the car's stepping out a little bit there with the Ferrari having the engine in the rear, and obviously the Beamer having the front engine. So obviously the Ferrari's not locked, I was going to say, lost a little bit of control there, but he's all good, and Peter's doing really nicely. He's made 2 spots up, so, and coming onto the back straight now, and let's see if it's going to get a run. Meanwhile, battle for P8 in the bottom right as well, so we've guys can watch that while we're commentating for the main stuff. Too wide down though. It's 10A and Nico right behind there. So for a good little battle there.
A lot of good little battles. Simon Demori up in P4 up front. Guile Valero, the guy you're watching right now, contending with Lanat. So many different ways to do this guy's name. Juan. I'm just going to call him Juan. So Juan up ahead of Guile Valero by only a couple tenths. This is not going to last very long, and you already know that he knows Nico Verspicki is right behind him. So a lot to watch here in the midfield. Things going on in the top of the race also, as Demori looking to take on Hezenje now for P3. And look at him, he's trying to go around the outside. Oh, setting him off the track. A little bit of a bump there. He comes right back on. A nice save by Guile Valero, putting his pedigree in test, but that sets him back over a second behind Nico.
That was a very cheeky dive bomb there. I'd almost questioned if that's a steward's kind of question, but yeah, we'll let that play out. Obviously, they were side by side, but yeah, having contact, I don't know if that's on exactly. So moving up the front though, Gaston still having a solid lead here, and P3 being about 2 seconds back. So these guys, or no, not 2 seconds, 1.2 back. So they can battle a little bit, but if they battle too much, that brings P3 and the rest of the cars in. So I think Peter might just play it smart here, and try and not battle too much with Gaston. And I think Gaston's thinking the same. Oh, Peter with the slide there. Looks like the fire's not having massive fun. You saw you saw his face just go, oh, that was a bit spicy.
Yeah, a little scuffed there, but let's take a look at right behind him. This is, what is this, Simon Demori and Aaron Vasquez. So let's see, this is Demori right now. He's right behind Hezenje by 2 tenths. Okay, that's who it was. It's Hezenje and Simon Demori. Belgian racer on your screen right now behind the Brazilian, who has finished top 3 in a lot of races. He is a very aggressive driver, and sometimes that gets the better of him. So let's keep an eye on this very, very tight pack. It's Zamperlini, Lozano, Vasquez, Mori, and Hezenje all battling for these top 5, top 3 spots. Simon is going to get done on the inside. Vasquez up into 4th on a plus 11 drive.
Yeah, Aaron doing really well there. He's made up a lot of spots, and he's doing it really smoothly, you know, like he's not really making massive lunges. We saw him and Nico working together there for a bit. Obviously, Aaron got around Nico and, yeah, moving up to the front. And he's up to P4, so yeah, he's doing really well. And I've noticed he's got car number 1 on, so I think he's running that very proudly. So Aaron doing really well here, and he's actually going to try and catch Jackson here. But I wonder how much of a battle Jackson's going to give him, because if I do remember correctly, Spa and Reed's microphones went again, and yeah, Jackson and Aaron had a really good battle at Spa last season in the GT3. So let's see if that happens all over again. And yeah, let's see what happens again, all over again. Reed's just went again with the microphone. Technical issues with the old microphone, and technologies. Tell me, you know, like down in the comments what you guys think of technology, because there's days where I wish I'd throw my computer out. But meanwhile, Gaston doing really nicely here. He's not really doing much. He's not defending massively, but Peter's he's looking keen, because now Jackson's right on the back of this battle pack. And I said about if they're a second, they get slipstream, and that pack can get on the back of these guys. And there's about a 7 to 8 car pack in this one, so still got about 6 laps to go. And yeah, Gaston doing really well here. He has a loss in position, so that says a lot. So, obviously he's qualified P15, but yeah, it looks like he's got a lot of race pace. A lot of people don't have quality pace, but they could have some really good race pace, and I think I'm in that category. And yeah, he's doing really well. So, just moving around under brakes, sometimes that's a bit risky. Car can get loose, and yeah, we've seen that a couple of times. And talking about getting loose. Oh, Jackson's out. Jackson's out of the race, and we've just seen that. Talking about getting loose, and Jackson's car. Oh, let's see if the engine's all right. Yeah. Oh, Harrison getting around in the Assetto Racing SimRC car. That was spicy to say the least. And Aaron's up into P3 now after that. But yeah, Peter, I wonder if the Fro was a good option now after seeing how many wobbles it would have. I would expect the Audi or the Lamborghini to have those issues, but it looks like the Fro is having those issues tonight, which is yeah, quite interesting. And yeah, some really good drivers as well for tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost reminding me of Porsche Cup Spa. Very, very similar type of caliber. Here we go. Aaron up the inside, hard on the brakes, gets around him. Look how easy that is, ladies and gentlemen. Don't we wish it was just that easy? It would look that easy. But yeah, very, very competent driver. He's 11k iRating, so he knows what he's doing. And here's the actual replay of the crash. So this was with Peter. And so I've seen what's happened. So Gaston's gotten the brakes a little early, and then Peter's checked up and just lost the back end of the car, and Jackson's hit. So that's a bit of that's not even a Peter issue. That's more of it is a Peter. It's basically the car in front's just stopped a little early, and instead of committing to kind of nudge the car in front, he's just smashed on the brakes, and that's very dangerous. Obviously saying that, but yeah, he's yeah, it's unfortunate for Jackson, but yeah, he'll just have to come back for next race. And where is actually Jackson sitting? And I can give you guys. Oh, okay, so he's sitting in P12. So he's lost out, but he's just sitting in front of the Canadian at the moment, Samuel down the back, and Aaron flying as usual, just going to try and catch Gaston. Meanwhile, Nico. We saw Nico before. Oh my god, I've never seen a Lamborghini with no rear bumper. That looks amazing. Lamborghini, get rid of the rear bumper and just have it like that 24/7. Hard on the brakes. Nico's went deep, but looks like Jan's actually went even deeper. Wow. So Nico getting out braking there definitely says something about that Lamborghini's brakes then. Obviously Nico being a very, very, very good driver. With Drago? Yeah, Drago, there we go. Been a very good team. Driving up the hill now, past turn 1, coming into T2. See, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't do sim racing too much, when you come into that crest, you cannot see a thing. You can't even see an apex most of the time. You kind of come into that crest and you have a look and you're like, oh, where's the apex? And you go, oh, there it is. So obviously he's found it. Nico getting loose, but so did June there. Up the inside, Nico is. He's going to get a bad run onto the back straight, but I think he's backed out of it, the Lamborghini, and Nico's went through. And I wonder if Reed's back yet. Reed, do we have a copy, mate, or microphone still? I'd say that's a no. So, lap 12 we're on, ladies and gentlemen. 3 to go. And Aaron's actually catching Gaston, but I reckon Gaston could hold on to it, seeing the performance he's done so far. It'd be quite impressive if he gets P1 here for race 1 in the AMX 10. But even getting a P2 is very impressive. But Gaston will have to start at the back next time. Here we go. This is Peter and Simon Demore up the front. So obviously we've already mentioned about the Audi being an interesting option, and I reckon it's actually one of the cars to be in. Bit of intel for these guys. Simon Demore is actually a 3k driver, and Peter is an 8k driver, almost 9. That's impressive. So yeah, the Audi looks like the car to be, and Simon having really good pace here tonight. A little bit of a wobble on the exit there from both the cars actually. So Peter getting a little bit of a drive out of that corner. Here we go. And we're riding on board with Simon down in the bottom right as well. Our production team is just amazing, as usual. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get involved with this, go to AMXglobal.com. Place to be at the moment.
Excellent job. Hello, 1, 2, 3. How am I doing?
Yes, yes, you are back.
Yeah, I am back? Okay, this is we got some poltergeists under the hood here today. So this makes me understand what happens when some racer just randomly turns off the track. And like, hey, what happened there? Is that call of the void? No, it's the same thing that's happening to us behind the scenes. So thanks for holding it down, Connor. Excellent job. And in fact, a great job to everybody on the track for at least keeping the action high enough so that you didn't see anything. It's been a great race so far, and I think it's just going to keep getting even better. We've got 20 of the best racers this season, and they're all doing excellent battles. Specifically, this top 10 has action everywhere across the board. Most of it is in the hands of this guy, Aaron Vasquez, who is on a tear. 13 places made up so far, and he's trying to make up one more to overtake Gaston Calavi, and he's just about to do it. He's driven through the entire field, who is, honestly kind of driven through itself at some points this race, and now he is just a 10th behind, a 10th and a half back of Gaston Calavi coming around the outside. This could be the move. He's gonna go for it, wheel to wheel, up alongside, aiming through the mirror, and this is going to be Aaron Vasquez into P1.
Yeah, Aaron doing really well there, taking the opportunity when he's got it. He's like, no, I'm just going to get around him and get it over and done with. Gaston being in P2, I was saying before, read that he didn't lose one spot until that moment. So we're coming on to lap 15 here now. So that's well done. White flag now, and everyone's going to be pushing a lot harder now through the back now. Any other battles down the back end, P6 as well. And P8, that looks like a little good battle pack as well. So it's all around the racetrack at the moment. And here we go, Simon Demore. We saw this with Peter. That was spicing up through the last couple of laps. So they're fighting as well. The Flying Mexican, and we got Nico still just, I wouldn't say struggling, but just having a little issue just getting around these guys. He's battling nice and hard, and it's good to see these guys fighting nice and hard as well. Tim, I just saw down in the bottom, the American. I like seeing an American or two. I get a warm feeling inside. I don't know why when I'm on Aussie.
Yeah, but we also have a Canadian guy up here, Sam Burnett, who has joined us for the first time this season. He's raced with us once last season, I want to say. Second time. Oh, is he? I remember we had a different Canadian driver last week, so glad to see that there's more from the North American region coming out to race with us. I guess technically Mexico is also North America, so Lozano's representing there too. But you can see the checker flags waving, and a big head bump from Aaron Vasquez, who comes across in P1. Another job well done.
Another win for Aaron there, and as well Gaston, very impressive, and Peter. So yeah, solid results for all those guys. They'll be very happy.
Very, very good race from Aaron. His teammate Nico also coming through the top 5, if I'm not mistaken, top 10 rather. And we'll get a chance to see all of our racers on the timing tower as we finish up this race. Sam Burnett coming through in P13. It's still good enough for some cash on his plate. Chivok, I'm doing my best. Right below him, there in P14, Victor Miranda rolling through in P15, and Tim State just barely behind him. And that's going to do it for heat number 1. 15 laps through our time at Road Atlanta. The GT3s, which have absolutely delivered. A little bit of a rough start, I want to say, with a couple of collisions there. So hopefully cleaning that up as we flip the script upside down. And that means Aaron Vasquez, once again, is going right back down P15 once we swap it up.
Yeah, he's going back down there. But yeah, there was a couple of incidents there. We saw Fitzroy Beaumont. We caught up in an incident. I think it was Felipe. We saw, no, not Felipe. Jackson. We saw him getting a couple as well. And I think Fabio got caught up at one point. But yeah, he's did a good result there as well. So yeah, everyone seeing the cash down the side now. So if you want to get involved, AMX.com as usual. So I feel like I've shouted that out and read like 10 times.
A few times. I think. No, everybody should know by now. AMXrace.com is the place to go to sign up to get involved in races like this and all the other ones. Yeah, let's scroll down and see who's down here. Dino Filippo rounding out P20 for us with Josh Perween, who had a rough race that race. So we'll see if things look a little bit better when we get back out on here again. Some surprising names down there. Peter Zuba, also a very good racer who's down there towards the back of the pack. See if they can have drives like Aaron Vasquez did as we get into heat number 2, a rolling start, and we are away get things warmed up for heat number 2 on Road Atlanta.
On screen as well, ladies and gentlemen, that is your lineup for race 2, Road Atlanta AMX 10. And yeah, a very good lineup here. Samuel in P3, Dave in P2, and then Victor in P1. So that's your lineup for top 3. And Jackson coming back in P4. So I think he might stay there or move up in the leader as well. And we've actually got a in P6 Harrison there too as well. So and then going down the list as usual, you got Aaron down the back. And Nico, Fitzroy's racing again, and who am I missing? Oh yeah, and Josh is there too. So yeah, good lineup.
Yeah, very good lineup today. About 20 racers on the field and racing some of the best race cars we have out here, the GT3s coming at you. So let's flip it around and do it all over again. You can see the Porsche pace car is fixing to head in, and that means it is almost time get things started here. No passing just yet, but a great angle showcasing the racers who are out on here. Okay, straighten it up, guys. It's almost time.
I was going to say a bit of information for my own racing read. I've actually been getting into GT3s and I'm quite enjoying them. So maybe I'll do a couple of GT3 races, maybe. Who knows?
What are you enjoying the most about GT3s?
I used to say they were boring actually, but no, I've been enjoying it. It's a whole different driving style. A lot of trail braking I've noticed, but you can plant your foot on next to it, which is yeah, quite fun. Very technical car, but yeah, no, good car. Victor in P1 as well. He's yeah, I think he'd be quite happy. But look at the sweat. He's nervous, man. He is nervous, but he's roaring to go. Coming up through A and B now, and he'll be coming over this hill now. This is when the nerves rise, and this is when we go to racing, race 2 and AMX. Take it away, Greg.
That's right, it's time. The pace car's out of here, and so are we. The field being led by Victor Miranda, Burnett right behind him, Javokin Rezenje right behind there. A great exit for all of our drivers back in the pack. We've already got Aaron Vasquez on a +2, now 3. Coming up as he continues to climb. Javokin Miranda, already a car going sideways. Lozano's tumbling down the field. Another crash on the opposite side. It looks like Burnett going from first to last all the way out of there. And another one. And Sean Livery again struggling to keep it pointed forward. Oh no, already tragedy striking about 4 or 5 of our racers right out the gate.
Yeah, that was absolute carnage. I was just seeing like Fitzroy Beaumont just avoiding everything in the background there. But yeah, a lot of unlucky people there. Josh and the Aussie moving up in the list now. He's up 7 spots, so he's moving up and through the field and trying to get his way back. But look at this. Nico in P4, 5 spots up. Pedro up 3 spots in P2. Victor in P1. We saw, yeah, Jackson's actually had an instance. So Jackson's actually, I think he's out of the race. Yeah, he is. So
yeah,
Jackson's lost
Jackson
15
at the very
spots.
beginning. Yeah, Jackson out of there. That is pretty tragic. And it is sort of the danger of this reverse grid. If you are reverse gridded to the back of the field, you know it is a dangerous place to be. So you have to drive very, very defensively, and hopefully we can sort this out with some stewarding, some race training, and a little bit of practice. Aaron Vasquez, I'm not sure exactly what's happening there. It might be a little DC just from the timing tower. I mean, obviously we're watching him there for a second. Now we're going to hop on board with his Drago Racing teammate, Nico Versbicki, up in number 4, or the P4. In the number 9 car. He's not that far behind his fellow countryman, David Javok. I'm doing my best there. So the battle between the poles in P3 and 4 is heating up there. We got the Brit right behind him, Garrett Harrison, who we absolutely know can take race wins right, left, and center. He is in the running this time. He just has to keep it that way. Kind of a dangerous race so far, so you got to keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's definitely a dangerous race. We've seen the Lamborghini get some great traction. Obviously, Harrison getting a lot of understeer out of the corner with the BMW. Dave riding aboard in the Porsche. Nico on the outside. Does he get the move done? No, he backs out of it a little bit. Porsche with an awesome dive there. Dave just having some very good moves there. If you actually stay on the right-hand side, Reed, you can actually get the move done. It's actually the better spot to be on the right, which is insane. Here's a replay crash down the bottom right. Nico! Oh! I thought, yeah, there's the flashlights. I would be on the flashes too. Bit dirty, that move, I'd say. So yeah, stewards might have a look at that. Meanwhile, crash at the bottom right. That was just insane. I've never seen so much smoke in my life. Harrison, though, in P4 up 2 spots. Nico's up 6. Pedro P2, Victor in P1. So we got 2 Brazilians up front. So let's see if the rest of the country, not the country, the world can catch up to them. Meanwhile, Dave and Gaston having a little battle. No, Fabio. That's Fabio. And up the inside, Dave is understeers out wide. And Fabio's going to get the run in the Lamborghini. Side by side up to the back straight. Let's see who's got the biggest engine and the lowest wing. He's got the run, though.
Yeah, very close. I mean, this is wheel to wheel. I think Zamperlini keeps this, right? Right? And actually coming in behind them absolutely on its air. Jackson Calabi, too.
Oh! I thought there was going to be contact there. Saw Zambolini there just get really close on that back bumper of Dave. By the way, I've just seen Dave's not in his rig. I saw the rig in the background with triples, so I wonder if he's on the Logitech rig. So yeah, that might be a question if we get him up in the old commentary box where Reed and I have an awesome chat with whoever comes up here, which yeah, it's quite entertaining most of the time.
Yeah, we get a chance to talk to him a little bit later. Yeah, everybody races a little bit differently. And yeah, on board with Harrison in P3. Looks like Zamperlini's dropping down. I think he might have had a little bit of a spin back there. Zamperlini out of it, but for Kieran Harrison, who we're watching right now, he was down in P5. He's climbing up here, so a +3 on the drive over guys like Nico Versbicki. So a lot of racing left to do here, as Nico is not content with that P4. He's looking for a podium spot. He's trying to take it away from Kieran Harrison.
Yeah, Kieran and Nico, I just had a look at both their iRacings. I think they actually race around each other a lot because they're both 8.1K. So that's quite interesting. Maybe they've been doing some IMSA and GT3s outside of AMX, which yeah, it's good fun, very good fun. So anyone out there, iRating is like a status, you can say, Reed. I think I'm getting that right. Like a status, or how good you are, I guess, on a number. So these guys are very close with that. I
mean, it doesn't tell the entire story, obviously, because it's across the board between different tracks, different cars, and so it's really just, I guess, kind of a look. Now, what's kind of interesting to me, okay, so Aaron Vasquez is back, but he's reappeared in P15, so I think that might have been like a little bit of a cheeky DC. It sets him all the way. It's like another reverse grid. But look at this. It's Planat and Versbicki going tail to tail, wheel to wheel. And who even knows what is happening here? They are side by side. I think Nico retains that P4 spot. But my God, what a move.
Yeah, that was an awesome move. The Lamborghini just doing a huge dive about 3 car lengths back. Let's see if he does it again. The Lambo's got the run. No, he backs out of it, saves a bit of fuel, which he doesn't. But, I mean, Run Atlanta, it's all about fuel saving with the 10-hour and a lot of endurance racing around here. Up through the top of the hill, back down, 6 laps already finished. And, yeah, we're on lap 6. So I thought that would clock over, but obviously we're on car number 5 in the list. And Victor up the front, by the way, he's like 5 seconds to the lead from P2. So, win, question mark? Victor doing very well.
You might think so. I mean, to be honest, like, obviously, Victor Miranda deserves this spot. He started in P1, and he drove off into the sunset. He has a 6-second lead on Pedro Dean right behind him. But that's where the racing kind of starts there. That P2 spot is not locked out just yet. We haven't totally seen where things are going to finish. We're about halfway through the race, and so we have plenty of time left to get these moves done. Blanat here on your screen in P5, right behind Nico Versbicki, and you've been able to watch these guys race over and over again. You know something is going to happen. They're not just going to end 2 tenths behind one another. This is going to go the distance. So I cannot wait to watch more of these guys as they continue to battle it out. Speaking of battling, we've seen lead change. Kieran Harrison has overtaken Pedro Dean by a lot. He's now 5 tenths in the lead. What happened there? Kieran just made a monster move up into P2.
Pedro maybe with a mistake or an issue, maybe, or no, I wouldn't say lock up because these things don't lock up, but yeah, that's quite interesting because there was a little gap there, so maybe the slipstream down the back straight would have been very strong. Obviously, off that Porsche, it's not a low downforce kind of car unless you set it up. Obviously, these cars being a fixed setup with the AMX being more competitive. I think it makes better racing in my opinion, but don't kill me in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. But moving up through the middle of the track now, running on with Nico, with going back to Aaron. Obviously we're talking about Nico, but teammates Aaron, I wonder if he's had internet issues or it's just dropped out, I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, because if you have internet connection issues, sometimes you'll like flash a little bit out there, but I think he just had a big drop and then rejoined back in the pack. And I mean, it sucks obviously, but it is what it is. Meanwhile, watching this top 5 is just electrifying. Who even knows what's happening up here? We've got Harrison, Versbicki, Blanat, and Dean all contesting one another within, give or take, 5 tenths, half a second, but it doesn't even stay there. We've got now Kieran Harrison a second ahead of Versbicki. I don't even know what happened there. I'm guessing there was a little bit of a wobble, but like, I mean, that doesn't totally explain all of that. So we've got a Brazilian, British, and Polish top 1, 2, 3, and Blanat's trying to bring Argentina into the mix 3 tenths back of Versbicki.
Yeah, we've got an Aussie. Like, it's such a diverse race, but yeah, you love to see it. The world coming together. Maybe that will be the holy thing. You know, to save the world, we do sim racing. I think that's probably the best option. And then AMX can host it. Then you and I can talk, Reed.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to look back on this race and tell myself, like, how could I have seen that one coming? Oh man, Blanat is about to do it again. Oh my God, can this guy stop? He's loaded up his 6-shooter revolver with like passing attempts. And he's firing them off one at a time. None of them seem to have a hit just yet, but he's a 10th back, and you got to know he's looking to send it around the outside.
This will be
big passing opportunity coming up, and there it is, around the inside, and what a smooth operator!
Oh!
No! A big spin, he's out of there, Blanat. Oh, he's gonna go down shooting.
Oh, that was, yeah, I think we saw the battle before and it was a bit feisty, and I think Nico's just, done the right thing. He didn't, he gave him enough room, but I think he just lost the back end with the Lamborghini, obviously been totally rear engine. I think it might have just lost it, because you saw in the camera, he was like really calm. The next minute he's just like holding onto the steering wheel for dear life. Meanwhile, Josh up 13 spots into P6. The Aussie is flying, so maybe it's the Matt Campbell of the Porsches in AMX. But moving up massively, and yeah, he could...
He could what? He could do it. Absolutely. P6.
Go, Reed.
Okay, all right, I got this. We're going to check out a brief replay of whatever happened there, because, oh my God, I have no idea how exactly that happened. I think it's just a little bit too close for comfort, and you try to make that sideways move before you're all the way past. So let's see exactly how this happened. You do it on the inside. I thought it was clean, but look, he tries to rejoin just a little bit too soon, and I think he sensed it, and yeah, the reaction not sending him the right direction. So unfortunately, unable to get the move done. And that is going to be Blanat out of there.
Meanwhile, down the back, Fitzroy Beaumont, Peter, and then Tim and Galvarero. Oh, I can't say his last name. I feel like it's a curse on me.
Valero. Valero.
Valero. There we go. Maybe I just didn't know how to say it in the first place. But anyway, go on the inside, actually. I keep saying outside, but Peter trying to rejoin the track, trying to not give as much room as possible. Just, I cooked it again, but got around him and he's up through turn 4 and moving up through the course. And next target is Fitzroy Beaumont, which is actually his first ever race, season 4. So Fitz being new to the AMX kind of racing, and yeah, hope he's enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a rough spot right now. He's in the money, but Guile Valero's right behind him, and that is never somebody you want to see in your rearview mirror, because he and Peter Zuba are doing they're doing pretty well this season. So absolutely looking for a pass to come through here in just a little bit, but we only have 4 more laps left to go, Connor. So any moves should be coming soon, especially when you look up there towards the top. We've still got action with Josh Perween, the fellow Australian, although I think he lives in maybe Singapore or Indonesia now. But he's gone but not forgotten. Still's got the flag along with him, and he is fighting for that P5 spot, half a second back of Javok.
Fitz trying to cover it. He can't cover it. The Apex Racing monster of a Porsche is moving, and Peter just gaining a little bit there because obviously he didn't get the move done. So I reckon if the Apex car just wobbles a little bit, Peter might have this for an opportunity, and Fitzroy's just trying to hang on at the moment. And I wonder if Fitzroy's actually got his camera on. Or here's the battle actually. Here's that's Peter, I think. Yeah, that's Peter. Here's some lap traffic up in front. Fitzroy just trying to cover him off, moving a little bit, but the flying Frenchman is on the left. There's heaps of room. It's just the camera angle. Fitzroy getting overtaken here. Tenths off Gale on the inside, but Fitz has got the better line here. Fitz just needs to dive Peter up the inside as well.
But actually getting in on the action is Fitzroy Beaumont.
And Vesquez coming through as well.
Yeah, very fast cars. He's tipped. Oh no, he's going to go off. No, Vasquez and Beaumont next to each other.
Yeah, it looked like Aaron just has bumped Fitz there, and huge contact there. Tim, the American, down the back. Josh, though, the Matt Campbell of Porsches, is in P6. Do you like my reference there, Reed? I think I've done well there. Obviously, Porsche, Aussie. I feel like it matches up. But anyway,
it's a good connection. It's a good one. I'll give you credit.
Yeah, it's a good. All right, I'll take that. P7. Gaston, we saw him finish in P2 last time in P7. So I wonder if Gaston had a bit of an interesting qualifying then. If he's went from P15, P1, stayed in P1 for such a long time. Aaron got him in the last 2 laps. So it's quite interesting of that dynamic is... but anyway, Aaron and Fitz's contact here. Let's have a look. Fitz's that's quite interesting. I feel like Aaron's just obviously the BMW understeering. I think he's just understeering the Fitz from the looks of it. Well, that's unfortunate. But meanwhile, the Matt Campbell in P6. And it looks like Dave's keeping his own there. The gap's been the same for a while now. Gaston as well, and it's a good little battle. Good to have you back, by the way, Reed, with your mic.
I'm trying here. I think so. You're gonna have to keep me posted, but I'm here for the time being. Yeah, it's been a close battle between Javok and Perween up there in the battle for the top 5, which is slowed down a little bit. We're cooling off as we get towards the bottom of the race. We got 1.5 laps left to go, but there's still a little bit of lockup right behind whatever we were watching. The midfield is a little bit of an accordion, kind of increasing, decreasing distances here. So you never know what is going to happen if Lozano can climb up through the standings. He's absolutely in the running for that top 5. But Josh Perween and David Javok are very good at gatekeeping that. So you see this pack of car, it's closer than any of the others, and so anything can change in a moment's notice.
That's it. One mistake, that's all it takes. Oh, Josh with an absolute great braking there. I think Dave's just made a slight mistake on the braking there, and Josh is right on that rear bumper of that Porsche. Here we go, the Matt Campbell camera is on board. I'm just going to keep saying that, but that's pretty funny. But Gaston as well, and Dave just on camera as well. But yeah, I wonder if he's got 2 sims. There might be 2 or 3 sims in the background there, and working hard those boys are. I want that trophy, by the way, Reed. That's a massive trophy in the background there of Josh's cam. But he's going to get the overtake done here, being nice and close with the slipstream, and there'll be a slingshot here. Here it is. You can see there, he's just getting closer and closer and closer. He's not far off him now, 600ths off him. Up the inside, he's going to get the move done, side by side. Dave's trying to push him over. Josh is still there, and Dave's still got it. And look at this! Straight up the inside, Gaston's got it done. I said about Gaston could make a move if the opportunity comes up, and there it is. White flag.
1 lap left, and what a move to make at the very end of the race. Josh Bruin loses 2 spots. An incredible drive still, but look at how close things are getting on the final lap. Your top 3, Miranda, Harrison, Versbicki, they've got it kind of locked down. For the rest of the racers, fighting for that P5 is absolutely deadly. Gaston Calavi made an absolutely brilliant move up there into P6, but everybody's still fighting here. Calavi might even have a run on that top 5.
Yeah, it was an amazing move. Here we go. Here's another battle with Simon Demore. We saw Juden there get a little bit of contact there and spin off. But Victor, by the way, up the front, he looks like he's got the win in the bag. He's 6 seconds in front of Harrison, the Englishman. And here we're coming home with the victory. And here we go. Here's the camera coming home for Brazil, across the line. And yeah, good win there by Victor. Meanwhile, the battle for the mid-pack, Dave is still on board with Gaston. And I think this might make a move. Let's see if Gaston does something wild. I don't think he will. And there's your finish.
Down to the wire. Down to the wire. No. We might still see a few points change towards the back. No, that's going to do it. Checking flags are waving, and we're going to go down the order with the final lap for heat number 2 coming through. Man, what a tight race there for that, specifically at P5 spot, that top 5. Devoke with his, I think, first race with us today, coming through with a P5 finish. That's not that bad. So 2 Polish racers in the top 5, and very, very well represented. 2 Brazilian racers in the top 5, also with Pedro Dean and Victor Miranda getting up there. And honestly, we had Jackson Asenje start in the top 5 and not finish there because the start of both Heat 1 and 2 were both a little bit rough in his general vicinity, which is sometimes how it happens. But that's going to do it. Here is your final results for Heat number 2. It is Victor Miranda coming through in P1, Kieran Harrison right behind him in P2, and Nico Versbicki, I'm doing my best, in P number 3. Yeah, Pedro Dean, David Javoc right behind him, and Gaston Calavi rounding out your top 6. And some really weird placements here. We've got Gael Valero in P11, Fabio in 14, Aaron Vasquez in P16, Mr. Beaumont his first time out finishing in P18, and those names should maybe be a little bit higher, and they were until some tragedies struck along the way. So you can never judge the race by its cover or by its results sheet. So if you guys tuned in late, check out the entire race, or if you're clicking around in the video and you want to know where you need to watch, start things over from the beginning of heat number 2. Really just a little bit of everything tonight. We had the NASCAR trucks earlier in AMX 1, and then we rounded it out with really, really great GT3 race. What did you think of today's races, Connor?
That was awesome. I think the highlights were definitely the GT3s, though, by far. I think that was the coolest racing we've seen so far for the GT3s. And, yeah, I think still on the top, though, is a Porsche Cup. That was a great race. So, yeah, the GT3s are upping. And, yeah, by the end of the season, it should be really good.
Yeah, no, totally concur. That means that it's time for us to move on to our interview. So don't go yet. We've still got a chance to talk to. It looks like Kieran Harrison will be coming through. So we'll get him in here in just a second and see what he has to say. So excited to talk to Kieran here any second now. And just like that, it's time. Kieran, welcome back to the show. It's been a long season. Happy to have you back. What do you think of today's races?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best day for me, but it was okay. I mean, the key in that first race was I think so much of the field had incidents that even though I had a bit of a crash, I still ended up in a good position in the reverse grid. And then there was more carnage at the start of the second race, and luckily made it through. And then it was pretty much plain sailing up to second in that one.
I mean, clean sailing. You had to fight pretty hard. That top five was a little bit touch and go there. Even I think Aaron Vasquez was racing kind of right along with everybody, and then dropped out. And so, yeah, it was. I don't know. I think you made it seem a little bit easier than it actually looked to everybody else.
I think it was. Most of the real hard fighting was right behind me, so I saw some of it in the mirror, but relative to the first race and then the start of the second one, it felt a bit more chilled out after the start.
So chilled out, that's what we were doing for about a month or so in between season 3 and this season 4. What have you been up to in the wide world of sim racing?
Not a lot, to be honest. I've had a bit of off time myself over the Christmas period. I attempted to do the Raw before the 24, but had a crash on lap 1 in that one as well. And then I was unavailable for the Daytona 24 hours. So yeah, I've just been having a bit of time off myself. Ready to get back into it now, though. Obviously, I missed last week, but from here I should be getting back into it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have you back. Good performance in the final heat of the day. Do you have any races coming up?
Not immediately. I think I'll be probably involved with some of the upcoming special events. Maybe the Bathurst 12-hour. Certainly Sebring I'm doing. But yeah, doing a few more races in this series, and then we'll see what happens after that.
All right, cool. Well, like I said, great final heat of the day. It's good to have you back, and look forward to seeing you a lot more this season.
Thank you.
All right, now we are going to be moving on to our next interview. So we're going to load that one up and see what we can do for you all. Hope you guys appreciate the interviews so far, and it looks like we are about ready to move on with, I want to say, Aaron Vasquez. Let's go ahead and see if we can get him in here. The technicians behind the scenes, plugging and unplugging all the cables, and it looks like we are ready to go with our second interview of the day. I want to go ahead and welcome back for the first time this season, Aaron Vasquez. Aaron, how are you doing?
Hello guys, I'm very good. Sad, but I'm happy with the first race, winning him. So yeah, I'm very happy starting P1 in quali, so yeah, good luck. And then in the first race, I start very good, overtaking a lot of cars in the first 2 laps. And then with my pace, I got a P1 in the first race, so yeah, very happy with that. And then in the second race, I got a black flag in the start because they were so slow in the start, so yeah, I got a black flag. And then when I stopped in the pits, I returned to track and I overtake again 2 cars, but I got a crash and rip.
Yeah, that was a difficult heat number 2, but your heat number 1, the first race, was really, really incredible. What's it like to start back in P15? That's kind of dangerous, right? Yeah,
I feel very bad because I don't like too much start P15 because for me start P1 is better, obviously, but it's funny because here you don't lose a rating. But for when you are fighting a championship, it's not too funny because you are very dangerous with these guys. Yeah.
Now, you are one of the highest rated iRating drivers in this championship and probably a lot of other ones. I'm not going to ask, how do I do that? But what is it about your practice that allows you to race so well at this top level? Is it just a lot of practice, or are there some things that you've learned along the way that have really helped you?
Especially in the championship, I don't practice too much because the combos is very easy for me because I practice a lot in the last season, so I don't practice too much for these combos. But for real, for events, I practice a lot, about 50 hours or something like that, depends of the combo. But yeah, but especially in this championship, I don't practice too much. I do more or less 10 laps, and if I am good, I stop and then I practice in the real practice official.
Wow. Well, you had an incredible first heat, and it's been great to see you have so much success this season. You're on Drago Racing right now. Are there any championships that we can watch you compete in?
Yeah, now I am competing in Neo, and that's it, I think. In Neo only. Last year we competed in Inside Sport Global, but I cannot race, and I think we are not racing in any championship more.
Well, it's great to see you and Drago.
Oh, I lost the... Oh,
All right. Sorry about that. I hope I'm back. I think I'm back.
yeah.
Looking to move into our next interview. I think we are back on now. Okay, just checking. And that means that it is time to move on to our next interview. Do we have another interview coming up? Let me check here real quickly. Trying to line everything up and see what else is going on. I believe we have one more chat to have tonight with Victor Miranda. So let's go ahead and move on to our final interview. Victor, it's good to see you again this season. And you had a great race today. How do you feel?
I feel good. Good to be on podium and win the second race.
Looks like I'm having a few issues hearing here. So we might not be able to continue this. Sorry, I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Okay, looks like I'm back. All right, sorry about that. I'm unable to hear right now, but I can speak, I think. So I'll ask one final question to Victor, even though I won't know what you're going to say as a response. This is a little bit funny. Thanks for racing this season. I know that you just, or at least the team that you're on, just changed to a brand new sponsor. What's it like being on a brand new team, even though it's kind of the same old team?
It's been an honor to represent the Lint and Tony Canaan, and it will be amazing to race on season 4 on AMX and we'll be fun. Let's go.
Okay, thanks. That is, I think, going to have to do it because I'm still unable to hear anything. But thank you so much, Victor. Appreciate your race and congratulations. And we look forward to seeing more of you in AMX.
Thank you so much.
Going on here. So that means that impromptu, apropos, it's time for Connor to give us his final thoughts and then close out the show. You ready, Connor?
Yeah, mate. It's been a one hell of a race for sure. It's pretty out there, and yeah, it's good variety with cars and stuff. Like it's been good for like going from a NASCAR to a GT3, whole different thing, like different eras too. Really, I think that's the biggest thing. We went from a 2008 car to a 2024 car. So yeah, it's good to see, and yeah, should be good fun next time. So I think we might leave it at
Just keep going. I can't hear anything, so I'm just going to let you keep going.
So we might roll it out with that, guys, and we'll see you next time. I was